Yo Sports Star, your home for the Cowboys. KTFM Floresville and SASportsStar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
It is NFL franchise tag deadline day, but the Cowboys don't have to use it. They came to an agreement with defensive tackle Osa Odighizuwa. 4 years, $80 million, includes a $52 million guaranteed and a $20 million signing bonus. And according to multiple reports, the Cowboys have triggered CeeDee Lamb's contract restructure, creating $20 million in cap space. And Saquon Barkley, now the highest paid running back in NFL history.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. SynergenicsHealth.com.
Joe Reinagel.
And for the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along here on a Tuesday afternoon. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. You can always go over there and subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel.
Yeah, please do. We like it when you do that and comment there. Or on Twitter, you can call the station, whatever you want to do. Doesn't matter. The Mavericks are having a bad day.
Well, yeah.
I just saw something pops up right now. Anthony Davis done for the rest of the season. They just lost Kyrie Irving.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they might as well just quit.
Yeah. AD hurt. I know that shocks everybody. It really does. Yeah, it sucks. Weren't they just in the NBA Finals like a couple of months ago?
They were, but the guy that drugged them there ate too much, drank too much, and was fat.
He liked the hookah.
Yeah.
And, the Kyrie news is there. We got lots to get into today. Although, there are times where, we're in the toy department here on sports, but you see certain things and you go, okay, all right, what's going on? There's a fire evacuation in Bexar County. Now, I realize that Bexar County's large, and the fire evacuation doesn't say where. But we do know that there is a brush fire in southeastern Bexar County. But the evacuation doesn't say that area of town, but 2+2. So here's the good advice. If you're near a fire, leave the area. You see the smoke, don't go towards it.
Please don't. And, just pay attention to what's going on out there. It's a brush fire. The wind is howling out there, which is making it worse, obviously. But I don't know how populated it is in that area, but they're talking about Browning Lake, which I know there's some businesses out there, but I'm not sure about neighborhoods and how many folks live out there. So just be careful.
Yes, be careful. Now, you mentioned the wind advisory and howling. Reinegel's hair almost moved today, going from the parking lot to the building. That's how you know that we are dealing with tropical storm type winds. Almost moved.
Well, I just want you to know, if you're watching on YouTube and you can see that the hair is in perfect position, so obviously not even these winds did damage to the dew.
I said almost.
Well, it didn't matter with it. It looks great, as a matter of fact. I'm just saying.
It does, but you were a little concerned about it walking in, thinking it might have moved, and you double-checked 4 different mirrors to verify.
I did.
And you're right. It did not move, but it made you check, which tells me it's windy as hell outside.
I have no product here at the San Antonio Sports Star Studios. So
wait a minute, what does that mean?
Well, I have not. So I didn't redo it. This is still from the house.
What do you mean redo it?
Well, I mean, if the wind messed it up, I'd have come in here and got out the the big can of hairspray and fired it back up. But I didn't have to do that because this wind is nothing. Okay, nothing.
Nothing.
When it comes to that.
You're full of it.
All you got to do, if you're on YouTube, go to your YouTube channel. You can see for yourself. I'm not trying to tell you anything that I'm not trying to fib you or kid you or anything else. It's just, you just take a look.
Well, we can have you go outside and come back in and see.
I don't want to go outside.
Oh, fearful the wind might win?
No, see, you were talking about coming into the building.
Uh-huh.
Which I don't recall seeing you outside of the building.
I was at lunch.
When I was, exactly. So I'm not sure how you know how the wind affected my hair. So there's that. But other than that, I mean, it was in pretty good shape.
According to Frank on YouTube, the wind made the power go out at his grandpa's house, turning off the Western TV show. Grandpa not happy.
Well, I'm sure he's not happy. I wouldn't be happy either. Oh boy, Grandpa. Grandpa's Western. I wonder what is the Western TV show, Frank? I mean, is that Bonanza or Gunsmoke or what is it?
When was the last time you watched one of those old school Westerns?
About 30 years ago, probably.
Maybe. It's weird because my brother likes those old Westerns, and he'll watch that in the middle of the day sometimes. And my brother will talk about whatever Western he is watching. My mom talks about whatever Judge show he's watching. I'm like, well, there's so much better TV out there.
Well, not for that. You're used to watching that, right? I mean, I still enjoy flipping on Andy Griffith every now and then. That's kind of nice. Or you watch a Tombstone with Kurt Russell, and that's a good one. Or, I don't know, True Grit, the old one, not the new remake, which sucked. The original one with John Wayne, that one's fantastic. They try to redo that thing, and you can't redo classics.
No, you can't. You can't. Lots of people on YouTube with ideas on the fire. And again, I-37, Southton Road, I kind of know where it is, but is that where the evacuation is? And that's the part that is kind of odd, that Bexar County, although I don't even know that Bexar County issued the evacuation, although you would think somebody would. But we were talking with the KTSA news department types going, where? I don't know. And none of the official normal places were releasing the information, but how is there an evacuation notice without, like, specific details? Bexar County's large. Hey, Bexar County, where are we going? Well, what's the route? What is the information? It's a little confusing.
Well, Noah Martinez on our YouTube page says he lives close to 37 and Southton Road. Noah, have you been given an evacuation order? That would be the first place to start. I don't know how close you are to it, but has anybody said anything to you? I'd kind of like to know if you don't mind.
Well, that's it. And is there some craziness going in that area? Because with this wind, and if it jumps the highway, that fire, I mean, who knows? I mean, I know with all the expected wind advisories leading up to what we're dealing with today, you would think the fire department would be ready to go and prepared. And I don't want to say this is a surprise, but it can't be a surprise because we've had all those red flag warnings. That's at least what our news guy was telling us. Christian blood.
Yes. He'll get on top of it, and he'll come update us as necessary. I'm sure he will. But, again, if you guys know of something on our YouTube page or otherwise, you're out driving around, let us know.
Like Wayne is doing right now at 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Wayne, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, guys. Yeah, no, I live in that area. The fire is between 181, 37, and Southton Road.
Okay.
And it's pretty rural out there, but there's a lot of new home subdivisions going on. And it's a fire. I mean, the fire department and the police got everything locked down. So you can't get in there. You can get out, but you can't get in.
Have you been given an evacuation order?
Well, no, I live on the. Actually, I got lucky. I was on the north side, so the fire's blowing away from me. It's not coming to me.
Okay. Well, good,
man.
So that's where it's at. It's a big area, but it's a big fire.
All right, Wayne, appreciate it. Stay safe out there.
Absolutely,
Yep,
stay safe for sure. Scary.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And again, not that I'm anticipating anywhere close to what we saw out in California, but after watching what all happened out there in California, you see something like this, and I think a lot of people that normally would ignore such a warning might maybe say, you know what, let me go get the valuables and get out of here just in case.
Just in case, yes. You can't replace you. You can replace everything else, but not you. So Stay safe, man. It was scary, especially after seeing, what happened in California. And obviously this is not to the magnitude of that. I hope it never gets that way. I know that the firefighters and folks will take care of it, hopefully, and sooner rather than later.
Jerry and Steven going with the sooner rather than later when it comes to getting some deals done. The Cowboys actually working ahead of schedule. This is new. Let's talk about it coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Injuries do happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get straight to an Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray casting and bracing. In fact, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Many of the successes you've had began with a great opportunity. Now, here's another one. Get started on your degree or certificate in San Antonio. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs, faster onboarding, and more from University of Maryland Global Campus. Get personalized local support services and take online or hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-230-2777. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-230-2777. That's 800-230-2777. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. 800-230-2777.
The Easter Bunny? He's lost his dazzle. His tail? Flatter than a pancake.
Yeah, no more poof, see?
And those eggs? They're supposed to be spiffy, colorful, full of magic, but the trap streaky, like they've been kissed by dust bunnies.
And when the cabbage we're shelling out for eggs, they ought to be the cat's pajamas. But nope, everything's on the fritz, and we know why.
Hard water.
Nasty build-up, filmy gunk. It's giving the whole shebang the heebie-jeebies.
It needs a Connecticut. Their line electric, high-efficiency water softness make water the bee's knees. Your skin, smoother than a gangster's alibi. And eggs?
Gleaming like gold in a G-man's pocket.
For a limited time, get a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off for trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country, 210-656-PURE. That's 210-656-PURE.
It's a limited time, so hop to it, see?
License number 38961.
It's time for the herd you love. It's time for professional spring football. The San Antonio Brahmas are back, bringing you more of the action, the celebration, and the unforgettable moments you love. Join us for our home opener Sunday, April 27th at 2 when the Brahmas bring the Fiesta to the gridiron with our Viva Fiesta, Viva Brahmas themed game. Bring the energy to the Alamo Dome as your San Antonio Brahmas take on the Houston Roughnecks. Tickets on sale now at UFLBrahmas.com. That's UFLBrahmas.com. Our town, our team, our herd.
With Progressive, it's easy to reach customer service with our app, website, chat, or by phone. Because when getting help is hard, it's not help at all.
A little help. A little help over here.
Thank you for calling Bench Press Assistance.
What?
Due to excessive gym volume, all available spotters are currently lifting heavy weights off the chests of other bench pressers.
Seriously?
Please continue to hold, and we will remove the barbell from your chest in the order in which your cry for help was received.
Getting assistance should be easy. With Progressive, it is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Joel, it's fantastic to be a local business here in San Antonio.
Sure is, Nigel.
We always say, from the outhouse to the penthouse, we can plumb it and we can cool it.
And all that at a fair price with one easy phone call to 210-651-5899.
See, Joel, I told you I could do it without clowning around.
So what's with the red nose?
You can let go now. That's not funny.
Quarter Moon Plumbing and AC, 210-651-5899.
License number M16004, TACLA 141074E.
Calling all flag football fans. HEB and the Dallas Cowboys are hosting the first annual Dallas Cowboys Flag Football Classic presented by HEB. On March 16th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., head to the Star Soccer Complex in San Antonio to watch local youth flag football teams take the field, hang with Rowdy at the Dallas Cowboys Hall of Fame trailer, and more. For more details, visit dallascowboys.com/HEB flag today.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Uh-huh. You wonder if agents have this as their ringtone. I would.
Or the Tom Cruise movie, right? Show me the money.
Well, Lee Steinberg has that.
Yeah.
That or Pink Floyd.
What was that, Cuba Gooding?
Yes. You all right?
It feels loose.
What feels loose?
The microphone.
That just seemed random, dude.
Well, because I like to pull it in and out, and usually it doesn't feel that loose. Yeah, so I don't know what's been going on here. Maybe it's just me. I ought to leave it alone, but might have to get grumpy Greg Shelton in here to check that out.
You need to do that.
That was just kind of weird.
Well, I don't think you're supposed to grab it that way.
Well, I know, but if I grab it here, then that's what's loose.
Well, tighten it.
Well, I don't know how. Do you just tighten that thing?
Probably not like that. I don't know what Rob does to that thing in the morning, but I'd leave it alone.
Yeah, well, I'm trying, but, still like to move it in and out.
It's all brand new sort of still. Sort of.
Seems like that's a little loose right there. I don't know.
Oh, here comes
Mr.
Wow.
Here comes
James Pledger to the rescue.
See what I mean? Pledge?
This is riveting radio.
It really is. Yeah.
Like, yeah. Like tightening the lug nut while we're driving down the road.
All right. Yeah, it's still a little loose.
You know, it's a little sensitive, man. Just be careful with it.
Well, it's habit. I sit in here, and it's just you pull that thing back and forth.
Well, yes.
Yes.
And you wonder why it's broke.
Well,
it's really not meant for that. You got to be like the Brits. You know, our friend Will Gavin from TalkSport over there in London. And I kid you not, that guy sits down in his chair and he's got a engineer type that puts the headphones on him. He sits there and the microphone is right there and he moves all around, but the microphone doesn't move. But he's not allowed to touch anything. It's all union stuff, I think. But he does. And he's a superstar. But, yeah, he doesn't put his own headphones on.
He's the king of England.
He is spoiled, that dude.
That's what he is.
And Reinagel wants that.
Well,
Joe, you should say, Pledge, come in here and adjust my mic.
No, the mic's fine. I'm just like.
Well, it is now until it's not.
I like to, go back and forth like that. It's loose.
You need Pledge to come in here and do that.
Nah, I don't want Pledge touching my mic.
I mean, I think there's a term for that in one industry. Just making sure it's ready to go when it's time to go. Back and forth.
Just quit jerking on it.
Well, there's that.
Yeah, well, it's a habit.
I mean,
it's a habit. What can I say?
Start calling you Fluffy.
That the trombone working.
Sure. You and your flute. Here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah, I apologize. Frank Botea brings up he's going, the people driving around San Antonio, what the hell you're doing?
Well, that's true.
I've got my microphone here just for you folks, and I'm pushing it back and forth, and I got a bad habit of doing that. And so when I do that, I guess it has come loose. And I'm assuming Rob Thompson, who uses the same microphone that I do in the mornings, maybe he pulls and tugs a little bit himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a habit. You don't ever touch your microphone, Minix?
Sure I do.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm gentle.
You're gentle with it.
Well,
all right.
I mean, the way you're describing things, no, I don't do that. But I just more move side to side. I adjust when I come in, and I know where it needs to go. But you're going in and out, and I'm just going left to right. The adjustments are very, very different.
Well, wouldn't you prefer to go in and out instead of side to side?
Different strokes for different folks.
Exactly.
With the microphone, side to side is fine.
Okay.
All kinds of Cowboys breaking news. Pro Bowl kicker Brandon Aubrey, surgery. He'll be ready for the offseason program. Don't worry. Apparently they did work on his shoulder because either too much side-to-side action or whatever, but his shoulder was out.
So it's no big deal. I mean, he's going to have surgery, and he'll be ready.
I mean, the reality is he was carrying that team last year, and it hurt.
Sure.
Shoulders out. Now, the big news today for the Cowboys, Osa Odighizuwa gets his deal done. 4 years, $80 million, 52 guaranteed. Initial reports had it at 58, but the final numbers that came through have that at $52 million, $20 million signing bonus. Really good work by the Dallas Cowboys, and quite frankly, really good work by Osa's agent. You got to give the Cowboys front office credit here. Jerry Stephen, Will McClay, while they do have the ability to tag, and that probably helped get this deal done, there was clear motivation to get it done a week ahead of the deadline. I mean, free agency doesn't begin for a while, a week. And so they could have waited. And the Cowboys front office that we all know and bitch about would have waited. Give them credit for getting a deal done early. They got the CeeDee deal reworked, which is just a planned restructure, but they have freed up a lot of money today that will allow them to still continue to pursue Micah Parsons, and hopefully that's a deal that gets done quickly, but also have some dollars to spend in free agency.
That created $20 million with that CeeDee deal. And I don't feel sorry for CeeDee because he's going to get that money. It's just in a lump sum, and they'll put that at the end of the contract, which is where all the credit card bills go. So that's what they've done, which, again, intensifies if you're going to sign Osa Odighizuwa. You got Micah Parsons coming up. You've got CeeDee Lamb. Dak Prescott's going to restructure his. It's time, Jerry, to say the hell with the salary cap and go all in for real this time.
We're
for
going to be
real.
Selectively aggressive.
I mean, it's just time, right? It really is. So, because those bills are going to come due, and when they do, the Cowboys are going to be drowning in debt.
Well, I mean, the cap's going to continue to go up. And so, again, for the Cowboys to get a major extension done a week ahead of time, and for the Cowboys to still have all the money in the world to go get a deal done with Micah Parsons, for them to restructure things, the Cowboys so far this offseason, okay, let me rephrase that. So far in March, seem to have done a lot of smart things. Getting this done, not dragging it out. There was the threat of the tag, and that probably helped get a deal done from Osa's side. But, the tag was going to be $4 or $5 million more this year than what he's actually getting. But he's also getting 52 guaranteed. You look at this deal that the Cowboys did with Osa, and Todd Archer from ESPN put out the numbers. Really good math by the Cowboys. His cap number in 25 this year, $6.25 million. You've got his salaries will balloon, obviously, but Cowboys did some good work on this one, by all accounts, and more importantly, they got it done ahead of schedule.
Well, they had to, right? I mean, they had to get it done, or they're going to slap the franchise tag on him. Cowboys didn't want to do that. Osa didn't want that to happen. So there was incentive to get this deal done, and they got it done. And that's a good deal because, look, Osa has been their best defensive lineman Not counting Micah Parsons, obviously, but in the trenches, Osa has been the guy. So they had to get him signed. He was well sought after around the league. If this guy made it to the free agent market, he wasn't coming back to Dallas.
No.
With all intents and purposes. So the Cowboys did what they needed to do. They got him done. But I think you're right. I think the threat of the franchise tag helped move this along. Now where do the Cowboys go from here? Did they turn their attention on Micah and get that deal done, or do they wait?
Well, and no, I think there's motivation to get it done by both. Micah seems to want to get a deal done. The Cowboys seem to want to get that deal done, and their actions early say that they're clearing the decks to be able to absorb whatever it is that he's going to get. So you look at it, this is good work early in this offseason for the Dallas Cowboys that does look like this offseason is going to be far different than it was a year ago when they waited on CeeDee and CeeDee ended up holding out. They waited on getting Dak Prescott's deal done and then, of course, signed him on opening day, and that handicapped them from going out and doing anything during free agency because they couldn't do those because those contracts were sitting there and they had to be able to absorb them. So for the Cowboys to get Osa done early, that's huge for the Cowboys to go after Micah Parsons and get that done, but also what can they do shopping wise in free agency before they get to the draft?
Well, a lot's going to depend on where they feel they can get in the draft and where they feel they need help from the free agent market. Todd Archer just sent out a tweet and he says, whenever or if Micah Parsons signs an extension, his cap number will come down from 21 to 24 million, in that range, about half. And he says, use CeeDee Lamb's deal as a guide. His went from 17.99 million to 8.75. We're talking about this year with the triggered restructure. So you figure Micah would be about half of what his cap hit is now if his deal is done. So about $10 million, roughly. Well, that's according to Todd Archer.
And again, Cowboys freeing up money. Look at what Philadelphia today restructured Saquon Barkley's deal, right? His new contract, and I'm sure a lot of guys did exactly that. They were drinking their coffee and went, the Eagles did what? And Saquon's new deal is a boatload of money, highest ever for a running back, $40-some-odd million, $41.2 million 2-year extension, okay? He is still the 7th highest paid offensive player on the Eagles, is what I heard on Rich Eisen as he was closing out his show about half an hour ago.
Unbelievable.
How can Saquon get a raise like that and still be the 7th highest paid offensive player for Philadelphia? You look at all those big contracts that the Eagles have, and now they're chasing a repeat, and they're not afraid of the salary cap. They're not afraid. Jerry shouldn't be afraid. And again, you're keeping up with the Joneses. Look at what Philly's doing. And you say, all right, and if you're looking around the league, every agent out there is saying, oh, I can't pay that guy. You see what Philadelphia is doing? Yes, you can.
And everybody's pointing to Philadelphia. James Cook, the running back from Buffalo, is screaming right now when he sees the Saquon Barkley deal. By the way, if you haven't heard, Saquon Barkley is now the highest paid running back in NFL history. Saquon Barkley, and I think he's earned it. But now James Cook is going to want his. He wants a new deal with Buffalo or somebody, and so we'll see how that goes. But it's going to start to trickle down, and you have to wonder with the Saquon deal, does that bring running backs into play? Will teams now respect the running back position more than they have in the last couple of years?
I think they might respect it more, but I know they're going to respect it to this level, especially for a running back the age of Saquon Barkley. Remember, he signed a 3-year, $37.75 million with the Eagles last March. His new deal guarantees him $36 million at signing, and I'm reading this correctly, he has the opportunity to earn another $15 million through incentives and escalators.
Sure.
Holy crap.
Yeah, so he's a rich man, and he's got to be happy. Now, I read somehow the Eagles are getting his deal done to fit in. All of it's towards the end of his contract.
Yep.
He's going to get it guaranteed, or whatever the number is guaranteed, but he won't get it until the end of the contract. So that's how they're doing that to save cap space, at least when it comes to Saquon Barkley. Bottom line is they're being creative. And in this day and age, that's what you got to do in the NFL. You want players, you got to be creative.
And get creative, they need to be. And all these GMs and teams are in Indianapolis for the past week at the Combine. So is UTSA All-America corner Z Frasier. And he had one hell of a Combine. Z Frasier joins us next to talk about his experience in Indy here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it when I woke up this morning and it was raining, and it was coming down pretty hard. Really hard, in fact. And you see how the wind's blowing today. Look, spring is just about upon us, and you know what happens in the springtime. We get those thunderstorms with the hail, with the rain, all of that kind of stuff that's coming, and you know what kind of damage that can do to your roof. Now is the time to make sure that your roof is ready for whatever Mother Nature is going to throw at us later this year. And the team to call is Stevens Roofing. They're a family-owned business. They've got a solid reputation for reliability and quality service. You need them to come out. Give them a call at this number, 210-785-0994. Stevens Roofing will send a crew out for a free roof inspection. Let them check out your roof to make sure that everything is okay. If you suspect anything, even if you don't suspect anything, let Stevens Roofing go up there, take a look, and if nothing's wrong, they'll let you know nothing's wrong. They're not going to fix something just because they feel like fixing it. If nothing's wrong and everything's good, they'll let you know that, and they'll be on their way. If they find a problem, they'll let you know what that is, and then they can get it taken care of. Look, don't let Texas weather catch you off guard. Call Stevens Roofing. Your roof keeps your family safe, and Stevens Roofing is here to make sure you are always covered. Stevens Roofing, protecting Texas families one roof at a time. That number again is 210-785-0994.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. Monday, April 14th at the Golf Club of Texas. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Pan American Golf Association, is presented by Flight by Yingling, sponsored in part by Ensira.com and PPL Motorhomes. The Spring Golf Classic, Monday, April 14th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
From a fender bender to a total loss, Davis Law Firm has a team of expert attorneys ready to get you back on the road with the verdict or settlement you deserve. Y hablamos español. Want more? Call the Fours. Davis Law Firm San Antonio, 444-4444.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
Empower. Tim collects bobbleheads. A lot of bobbleheads. Baseball bobbleheads. Race car bobbleheads. Little Chihuahua bobbleheads. He's got an entire room strictly for bobbleheads. Does he need them? No. Is his wife mad about it? A little. But Tim works with Empower, and he got good at money, so he can be a little bad. Ooh, horse bobblehead. Classy, Tim. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Start your wellness journey with the YMCA. Join any Monday in March and enjoy no joining fees. Get a sneak peek of what the Y has to offer as their guest on Monday, March 17th. Don't miss out. No join fees any Monday in March. Join the YMCA today and save towards your wellness journey.
Most of us go to the doctor when we're sick or need prescriptions refilled. But at the Institute for Functional Health, we offer a different and complete version of primary care. This means you will get the medications you need, but we will also put together a custom game plan to fix the root cause and allow your body to heal itself. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we help people get off of medications. Call me for a free consultation, 468-1891, or online at iffhealth.com. You will experience a doctor's visit unlike any you've ever had. 468-1891.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this. If something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. A lot of fun, as it always is, watching the Combine in Indianapolis. Most of us watch that from our couch. Some of us get to actually go through the drills, like our next guest here on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Former UTSA All-America corner Z Frasier joining us here on the Blitz. Saw a tweet from UTSA football that said Zay was zooming. Dude, man, talk about your time there in Indy. What was it like?
Man, it was a great time, man. It was a surreal moment. You know, growing up as a kid, watching it on TV and actually being there, it was definitely different, but in a good way.
You know, Zay, when you're out there and you know you had a lot of people watching you, obviously, from all the NFL teams and everybody else that's out there. When you line up, say, for the 40-yard dash, man, are you thinking about anything else but running, or are there distractions going on?
Man, I was just thinking about running. Like, that's why on my second one, I took me a little deep breath, took a little pause, and then got to it. It was all about just running your race, man. Doing what you've been coached to do, like technique-wise, and just trusting it and going out there and perform, man. That was all. That's what went through my head before, and then before, like, I actually got on that line, my mind was clear, man. It was, business got to be handled.
Business has to be handled, and you did. Now, officially a 4.36, and I saw the unofficial first run at 4.39. What was your goal going in, and as you're running it, do you kind of know where you are mentally as you're finishing up the 40?
Going into it, anything under 4.40. That was my mind, and I know if I hit my right steps, I can get under that 4.40. And like prepping for it, like going into it, your mind is like racing a little bit, but then you gotta settle down once you get in there, because all the work has been put in. You just got to go out there and perform.
Well, and Zay, that brings up an interesting thing. What do you do to prepare for the Combine? Are you going through, you working with somebody, doing all this stuff to get ready and training for it?
Oh, yes, sir. I was down at HP in Fort Lauderdale. Matt and Tony, yeah, you definitely go through the process of working on your 40, the start to the finish, the 10, the 20, you do all those things leading up to it, and then you got to do other stuff behind that. But as far as the technique, yeah, you definitely work technique every day.
And again, that's all part of it. Now, our producer, Pledger, he always fancies himself as an athlete. He went in our parking lot. We stopped off 40 yards, and he did a 5.44 and broke his phone in the process.
Oh, man. Hey, tell him, you gotta practice for that.
He just wants to roll out of bed, and he thinks he could do 4.00, which is impossible. When you're watching everybody else run, the competitive juices, I'm guessing, have to be flowing. Are you sizing up all the other guys that are there at the Combine that are running, going, yep, I'm faster than you, faster than you, faster than you, I'm going to beat that? Yeah, is that going through your mind, or is it all about Z Frasier?
No, it's really all about Z Frasier at the end of the day. Like, it's all about you, what you gonna do. It's really not about nobody else. Everybody definitely come to compete, but once we got everybody on that field, it's really all about you at the end of the day. Just controlling what you control, handling your business.
Zay, I know that's a big part of it, the stuff that we get to see. The stuff we don't get to see, I know, is another big part of the Combine, and that's the meetings with the teams. How many of those did you go to, and what are those meetings like?
Oh, it was all informal, man. Just talking to the scouts and just them getting to know me as a person and things like that. That's what it really all comes down to, like how you are as a person, when you're not around football. So that's what the meetings are about, them just getting to know you and you getting to know them as well in the process.
When you go through it, and there are a bunch of job interviews, but is it weird? You walk in, do you have to introduce yourself and say, like, hey, I'm Zay from UTSA, All-America. Here's my interception numbers. Here's my PB. Or do they have all that info, and you're like, man, they know me already?
Yeah, they know you. They know you before you even sit down, man. That's the unique thing about it. So just go in there and be true to yourself. Being truthful. Like that's really all it is. Being truthful, being you. And at the end of the day, it's gonna go however the guy has a plan, it's gonna go that way.
Zay, I know you're your own guy, but having a guy that's made it in the league, like Tariq Woolen, for example, does that help UTSA's cause when players come out of UTSA and go up to the combine? Does that make any difference at all to those scouts?
It really just started when you're at UTSA. You see the guys go before you, so it just motivates you to get to that point and get to to the combine eventually. So I would say just seeing how they work, before they even left to actually going, it's all they just laid the blueprint out for us, and we all just had to follow it, honestly. And that was going to practice every day, showing up on time, just trusting that triangle and just doing it day in and day out. So eventually all those days are going to show, and then it's going to come out to like a story I had, for sure.
Z Frasier joining us here on the Blitz. Think about, when you decided, all right, I'm going to UTSA, were you thinking I'm going to UTSA and that's going to lead me to the NFL, or I'm going to UTSA because I know I can play there, and because of what you did while at UTSA, now you've got this opportunity?
I went to UTSA because the coaches, honestly, it wasn't that I would go there and play right then and there. It was just I went there from the genuine relationship with the coaches, in the connection. So I would say them, how they are as a people, was a big influence on why I went to UTSA and stuck it out throughout those 3 years. So I feel like it was a blessing, man. Being around those, they taught me a lot of things I didn't know about myself and the things I need to work on. So being there was definitely a blessing. Nothing but great things about UTSA, and I feel like they developed me, to a great corner.
Zay, how many text messages and phone calls did you get from all your teammates?
Man, I got a lot of. We in a group chat, so I just kind of hit the group chat back up. So we all in a little group chat. So it was a good thing to see, man. They was proud of me for sure, and I'm ready to see them, run fast too.
Absolutely.
On pro day as well.
So, Zay, what's all right, so the combine is done. It's March 4th, almost 2 months until the draft. What is the next, 4 to 6 weeks like for you as you prepare for the draft?
Man, training. I'm still training. I'm back down here in my hometown, so I'm training at the City Town High School, where it all started. So I'm back training at the high school, and just going to pro day, which is March 24th, doing that, and then waiting on the draft process. That's the next couple.
Yeah. Do you have any idea? Does your agent tell you, or did any of the scouts suggest that you could go in this round or that round, or is it just still up in the air?
I mean, definitely still up in the air, and I honestly don't ask those things because I just let it all play out. Because, like I said earlier, God has it all written down, and I trust God, and I just firmly believe everything happens for a reason. So I just don't ask those things, and I just keep a level head and just control what I control.
So, right now, Zay, you're back home in Georgia. You got to train, you got to get ready, but you're at home. Cooking's good down there. I mean, how hard is it to do all the training, knowing that you got all the good food that you grew up with that's right there in your hometown? What's your cheat meal?
That don't change a bit, man. You said my cheat meal. I mean, I would say Waffle House. That's really. I like eating breakfast. I can eat breakfast all day. Really, I'm a breakfast type of guy. So I would say Waffle House. When my mom cooked, that's even better. So other than that, some hot wings. Keep it basic.
Dude, I love that.
Absolutely.
I love Waffle House and wings, man.
Yeah,
that's a hell of a deal.
But again, I mean, he's running a 4.36 40. I'm like, you're training. I don't know if going home, I need to go somewhere where I've got to stay hungry to get out there, and as opposed to the good eating. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So do you have a regiment while you're at home? I mean, I'm assuming you have a pretty strict training schedule as we speak that you go through every day. Is that correct?
Oh yes, we doing 2 days right now. I couldn't go to running because I got the interview, so we lifted early this morning, and then we got running session this evening.
Well, you're welcome.
Yeah,
To get you out of that running, man.
So we got you out of the run, man. But that means you just got to do double later, man.
Yeah, most definitely. I got to make up for that.
There you go. Zay, man, appreciate you doing this. Congrats on a incredible combine. I mean, the amount of coverage you were getting with your 40 times, and not just your 40, but all the other drills. I think you opened up a lot of eyes, at least for a lot of media people. And, at some point, even like McAfee will learn how to say your name right.
Yeah, most definitely. Everybody kind of pronounce it like that, but it's gonna get fixed, and it's gonna get fixed. Trust me, they're gonna know my name soon, so it's gonna be Zay. Everybody gonna know me as Zay.
Nice.
There you go, Zay.
Like that.
Appreciate you doing this, man. Good luck. I'm sure we'll catch up as the draft process continues.
Most definitely, man. Thank y'all for having me.
Appreciate it.
Have a great day.
Zay Frasier, former UTSA, on his way to the NFL cornerback here, joining us on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com.
He was impressive. If you didn't know Zay Frasier before, you know him now. That's for sure, because he did go up there and, he kicked a little ass. He really did, and did a great job and opened some eyes, I'm sure. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens when we get near the draft.
And you look at his times, 4.36, second fastest time among corners. What he did in the shuttle and the 3-cone drills, fast, measured his vertical, his broad jump, all of that was just off the charts. And, again, he's the kind of guy that the combine truly does help. You get the Cam Wards and the Shedeur Sanders types and Ashton Genty, I'm not going to work out, because those guys, they have nothing to gain from working out. Just lose if they have a bad workout. See Will Howard. But if you have a great workout, you have opened a lot of eyes. And then those interviews, getting to meet guys. You see some of these guys in person, and while they all play around giant human beings, right? And so you can take a guy that would be big in most groups, but they look small around some football players, and then you see him in person and go, oh, yeah, that dude's crazy. I remember first time I saw Cam Newton in person, and you go, that guy plays quarterback, and he's bigger than all those defensive ends over there.
Dude, I'm telling you, all these quarterbacks, every time we sit next to Dak Prescott, his legs are like tree trunks.
Yep.
Right? And so, it's all of these guys are huge, and they have to be that way. And obviously, we sat next to Osa Odighizuwa, and even though he peed on the chair, he's a rich man today. Maybe he can buy a toilet or something.
He's not going to buy a new toilet.
I don't know, but
he can get us a new chair.
Maybe he can do that for sure, several. But just him, he's a big man. Osa Odighizuwa sat next to us, made us look like just very tiny people.
Well, and again, you're what, 6'1"? 6'1". I'm a tall 5'7".
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. We're NFL guys, NBA guys. A fifth grade class, if I'm at career day or something, I'm always the short guy in the pictures. That just comes with the territory. But then when you do see smaller defensive backs or wide receivers, like I love Davante Turpin because I'm taller than him. There's very few that are like that. There was that 150-pound wide receiver at the combine, but if they've got the speed, they're able to, survive in that kind of world. Your guy Deuce Vaughn, he's able to survive because of speed, and he's got the one ability.
He is gadget juice,
and if you've got that, you can do something.
Well, or if your dad works for the organization,
well,
one
that
of the
helps.
two.
Nepotism helps. Ask
yes.
Steven.
Absolutely, because I'm not sure what Deuce Vaughn has done for the Dallas Cowboys at all. So, if you can let me know, I'd appreciate it.
We watched him carrying other people's pads off the practice field. That was a help.
What speed have we seen out of Deuce Vaughn other when it counts on Sunday?
Well, preseason, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Deuce Vaughn has done more for the Cowboys than Trey Lance did.
Boy, that's saying a lot.
I'm just saying.
That's reaching. Now we got Jonathan Mingo to look forward to. Can't wait for that.
Mm-hmm. It is pretty wild, though, when you break everything down and you look at what it takes to get to the National Football League. And, you know, for a program like UTSA, as young as this program is, Frazier becomes the 6th Roadrunner, according to the school, to have participated in the scouting combine. Spencer Burford, still in the league. Davenport, still in the league. Tariq Woolen, in the league. Sincere, David Morgan. I mean, it is kind of incredible when you think about it. And you got to get invited. So you got to do enough to get invited. But that is impressive company for Z Frasier.
I think Sincere's still hanging around. He'll get an opportunity. Morgan, no. But that guy,
Morgan had a pretty good run.
He did. And he was a hell of a tight end. I mean, the guy was great for UTSA. So
I think he's back in Marble Falls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm proud of the Roadrunners and getting looks like that. And I asked Zay about Tariq Woolen, and I don't know if scouts now, because you've had these guys come out of UTSA and play in the pros and be successful, if that helps or not. And I'm not sure they would tell Zay that, but I would assume now at least scouts are not overlooking what's going on here in San Antonio.
You look at, and it's a credit to what Jeff Traylor has been able to do with this program. It is as it has continued to grow and succeed. And when you win conference championships, people are going to notice. You know, you think about the number of scouts and general managers, for that matter, that are coming to the UTSA Pro Day. Back in the Larry Coker days, I don't know how many actually showed up, or they were just area scouts. Just the not the GMs, not the whole team of scouts. And you see it all the time too. You know, when UTSA posts thanks and they list all the logos of different scouts that have come and watched practice. So they're not a hidden secret anymore. That is for sure. And I think what UTSA under Jeff Traylor has been able to grow this program to the level as you can play here and still get to the NFL. You can come here, you can start, and you can still get to the NFL. You don't have to go to a Power 4 school and wait your turn to get on the field in hopes of getting it to the NFL. They'll find you here, and my guess is UTSA does a pretty good job of making sure that the right scouts know about certain players. You know, just like a good high school coach will work the college scouts, and the college head coach is like, hey, I've got one here. And, you know, everybody's showing up at school to see one player, and boom, you know, they might see you. I mean, that's how it works so much. You look at, you know, like I know Brennan's got a huge basketball game tonight as they continue on their quest for a state championship. They got one of the best players in the country, kid that's going to end up at the University of Houston. But there's other guys on that basketball team that are really good that are getting looks because everybody's there to see Kingston, and they go, man, who's that guy? Who's that guy? Who's that guy? It's crazy.
Who's that guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. You know who that guy is? I'm not sure. I have no idea.
Here's a roster.
Yeah, exactly.
They're all going to college.
Well,
hopefully they win state this year.
Another reminder to the administration at UTSA, though, that they're in the best conference other than a Power 4 conference in the country. And there's a lot of good talent in that conference. And to keep up in that conference and to win championships or have that opportunity, unfortunately, you're going to have to pay for it. And so I hope that plan is coming into place and that there will be more good players coming to this school. There will be some. We've already seen it, and we know this to be true just because of Jeff Traylor and the coaching staff. Z Frasier said as much. You've got that advantage. Don't hamper that advantage by being cheap.
What is Jeff Traylor? # built by UTSA?
Yes.
Prime example of it. And you think about the combine, one of the quarterbacks that we're throwing out of Memphis, out of the American Athletic Conference.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you again, great day for UTSA just to have a player in the combine, but then a player shine at the combine.
God bless the birds off.
He'll be something to watch in the draft. That is for sure, and I can't wait to see where he goes. Hopefully he will.
Hopefully he will. And again, it sounds like he's got the right mindset. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. And again, because if you think you're going in this round and you don't, now you're mad. Although going with the chip on your shoulder is not bad. And, man, for any player, I mean, Tariq Woolen is a prime example. You know, after his combine, everybody thought that he might go a round or two sooner. That didn't really happen. But he ended up in a great spot that had an opening that needed him right away, and he delivered right away, as opposed to going where, you know, they're pretty stacked, and now you're just fighting to make the roster.
He's done a great job and really cemented himself as a legit NFL player. So props to him. You know, Marcus Davenport, unfortunately, first-round guy, but he's had some injury problems. So that happens as well. But, yeah, the fact that UTSA, they have a Marcus Davenport was drafted in the first round.
Yep.
I mean, think about that. Out of UTSA, that's pretty incredible.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, San Antonio sports star. Bill Belichick got some bad news. We'll explain. Coming up, not from his girlfriend. That's all good there. Here on the Blitz on 94.1, San Antonio sports star. You know me. You listen to this show enough. You know the Rue Pub is my go-to spot. No better place to go watch any big game, any big fight than at the Rue there at 281 in Redland Road with those three massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around. Whether you're going to watch the Spurs game tonight or get in for steak night tomorrow night. Every Wednesday is now steak night at the Rue. $19.95, you get a 12-ounce ribeye, the potato, salad, and I had that steak last Wednesday. It is fantastic, and you want to start planning now for Monday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. You know, the St. Patrick's Day parties at the Rue Pub, they're legendary. This year, 2 days. On Sunday, March 16th, a crawfish boil, all you can eat for $10 from 2 o'clock until they run out. They're also going to have live music on Sunday afternoon, 4 to 7. Then on Monday, March 17th for St. Patrick's Day, we'll have the green beer flowing. The Blitz will be out there live starting at 2. Live music starting at 2 with Irish Goodbye. Then Finding Friday takes the stage at 5. They'll have DJs at night in both the Rue and the Angry Elephant. Plan now for St. Patrick's Day at the Rue Pub, 281 and Redland Road, just down from the big line, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Rue Pub. We'll see you at the Rue.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
10-yard line, touchdown Vegas, what a wild finish.
Your home for the NFL.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com. Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission. $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement. A $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-290-0258. 800-290-0258. 800-290-0258.
Hey, Rob Thompson here from my friends over at Prize Picks. The second half of the basketball season is here. The race to playoffs is on, and there's no better time to hit Prize Picks because the money, it's heating up. 1,000 times your cash, Taco Tuesdays, and the way they pay, let me tell you. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your accounts. There's no better way to get started with Prize Picks than right now as basketball season ends. And here's the best thing about Prize Picks is you can combine different leagues. You got a favorite in the pros, you got a favorite in the college, you can put them together to really maximize your bets. And remember the code Alamo. Remember, you download that when you sign up today. There's money to be had. No better place than Prize Picks right now. As the basketball season winds down, go for the place to get the best cash with your favorite sports. That's Prize Picks. You know what you're doing. Go play. In fact, go run your game.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sports book, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com. And join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
The Spurs are back in action tonight. They'll welcome in the Brooklyn Nets. Frost Bank Center. Tip-off is set for 7:30. Televised on FanDuel Sports Network. Dallas Mavericks suffered another big loss. Guard Kyrie Irving is out for the season after suffering an ACL injury in last night's loss to the Sacramento Kings. And Osa Odighizuwa will remain with the Cowboys 4 years, $80 million, $52 million guaranteed.
Joe Reinagel.
And for the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along here on a Tuesday afternoon, listening on the radio. If you're watching on YouTube, appreciate that on one of the many apps, maybe online. However you're tuning in, thank you.
Yep, thanks for spending part of your Tuesday with us. We appreciate it. A lot going on. A lot of it was free agent tag, and I guess it is officially over now. Vikings did not tag Sam Darnold.
They did not. Saquon Barkley did, though, get a big old contract. I think his tweet had grateful 87 times. And he should be.
Highest paid running back in NFL history.
Crazy.
Which is nuts, right?
Crazy. Crazy story to lead off the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
You know, the rodeo leaves San Antonio and heads to Houston. And apparently today was first day of whatever they do with cows. And now this is listed as a cow. I think I don't need to explain that neither Joe or I are cow experts unless it comes to smoking them on the Traeger. Because it looks like a Brahma bull because it's got that big old hunch thing on its neck.
Yeah, I don't think they know what a cow is.
It's the Houston Rodeo. They claim to be the best, although
it's Houston.
The
I don't know what the hell anything is.
Houston Police Officers Union posted video in a tweet that says, "Houston, we have a problem. It was last seen running northbound towards Old Spanish Trail. Hashtag not your mama's calf scramble." Literally, you see the cow which running right down the road, leaves the entrance. It stayed within the cones that they have set up. So Tommy Calvert here in San Antonio would be proud of that because they use cones in Houston for traffic. But the cow was running. I did not realize cows could run that fast without some guy chasing them with a rope. There's a guy that tries to grab the cow, but he falls. And the cow gets to the corner, takes a right on Kirby. Looks like he's heading down to Old Spanish Trail. And as of an hour ago, they haven't captured this cow yet.
Yeah, he's hiding behind the bushes. Well, how the hell do you lose a cow?
Well,
I mean, it's not it's a bull, for goodness sakes. It's not even a cow.
The cops are calling it a cow.
Well, they're wrong.
And the Houston police say the cow was last spotted running northbound toward Old Spanish Trail.
I mean, how do you lose a cow / bull, whatever the hell it is?
Well,
I mean, the thing's huge.
They might know where he is, but how the hell do you catch it? Unless you get one of those, I don't know, guys at the rodeo that could just run alongside of it and lasso down and take out its legs. It's like tackling. Watching this video reminds you of anybody trying to tackle Saquon Barkley this year once he hit the open field. It ain't happening.
Yeah, dude.
That cow does not want to be a Pinkerton's brisket. I can promise you that.
I think they're being a little dramatic there in Houston.
Dude, go watch the video.
It's an animal running down the street. Go get it. And again, what's it going to do? Hide under the bed? I mean, please. This thing, you can't hide. It's got to be right there. And I'm assuming, bear with me here.
Here we go.
That I think we're a little bit smarter than a cow. Well, maybe not. At least the folks in Houston aren't.
This cow might be the smartest cow on planet Earth. This cow knows he's at the rodeo. This cow knows he's not going to win. This cow said, screw you, I'm out. He went through the entrance or the exit. I mean, you look at the cones, the way it is set up, the way they're directing traffic. It followed all the traffic rules in leaving NRG Stadium, including taking a right at the intersection. It didn't cut through the grass. It stayed on the road and followed the cones all the way out.
Well, you're right, Pledge. That thing is smarter than most humans because most humans can't follow those damn cones.
No. Well, no, we don't want to because we know those cones are leading us in a way that we don't want to go.
Find the damn cow. It's ridiculous. I mean, what does that say, honestly, about the folks that are looking for that thing? He's standing in somebody's yard eating the grass.
I mean, you saw that cow on that video. Did you know cows could run that fast?
Well, I mean, he's a big dude, right? He's not going to run that far.
I mean,
I don't know what the endurance of a bull is.
I mean,
but
they didn't ask him to run a 40-yard dash at the combine and stop.
Well, he was faster than Pledge. I'll tell you that right now, just by looking at that video.
Yes, he was definitely, and he was faster than the dudes chasing him. That fell chasing him. Poor guy in that video. The text message he's going to get from his friends. Comical.
Yes.
Comical. You imagine you're just driving home, I don't know, in that area. If he took a ride on Old Spanish Trail, he's heading towards the medical center, right? Imagine you're just trying to get to your doctor appointment and you see a cow running down the road. What if the cow runs into your car?
Yeah, I don't know. You're screwed, I guess.
I mean,
is that an insurance rider that you have? Unexplained cow ran into my car.
Well, did the cow hit you or did you hit the cow?
Or is your car red? I hope it's not red.
Well, because that poor guy that trips and falls, that's just bad. I don't know. The video's funny. KHOU TV at KHOU has the video. It's comical. There's a cow on the loose. Glad that didn't happen in San Antonio. We kept our cows under control.
Exactly.
We know how to rodeo in San Antonio.
And we know what a bull is versus a cow. That's clearly a bull.
Well, it's because we are home of the San Antonio Brahmas.
There you go. It's a Brahma. Yes, a Brahma's a bull. That looked like a Brahma bull, did it not? Running down the street in Houston.
What's the name of the San Antonio or the Houston UFL team?
Roughnecks?
The Roughnecks.
The Roughnecks. See, that guy knew he was in roughneck country and wanted to get back to Brahma land.
Uh-huh.
That's what it was. UFL training camp underway. A strike very unlikely, according to reports, even though the quarterbacks were trying to get more money out of the UFL.
Well, and I'm glad to hear that. It's the last thing that league needs is a strike or any kind of labor issue. I mean, come on, you've got to know where you're at. I don't know how much money these guys want, but it's like everything, right? Everybody wants more money and think that they deserve more money, even when you're playing. I mean, it's minor league football, right?
Yep.
So you got to understand, you want to make the big bucks, you work your way back up to now. I know they're not getting paid a ton of money, but they work, 3 months out of the year when it comes to this?
Yeah, I mean,
roughly?
Training camp now and goes through May. I think they're all getting like $55,000, so it's not chump change, but you got to stay in shape the whole time. Hard to have a regular job if you know you're going to be away from that for a while, so I could see there. I think the bigger thing that they were fighting for, not only more money, but they want year-round health insurance, which is a bigger expenditure for the league, which they don't want to do.
Well, that's not going to happen, and that's why the NFL hasn't taken on leagues like this, because of the health insurance issue. I get all that, and I understand it. But, again, it's a part-time job, right, for the most part? I mean, it really is, because you leave there, and if you're good enough, you played well in this league, you're going up and you're trying to become an NFL player. You're probably getting invited to training camps and all of that kind of stuff. So,
and again,
it is what it is.
If you could go from the UFL to a practice squad, you double your salary.
Sure.
Practice squad guys make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So it's there, although from a business standpoint, I didn't think it made a whole lot of sense for them to threaten a strike at the beginning of training camp, because they could do that and the UFL could go find other players. If they're going to strike, they need to wait until, the day before the first game, so that the league can't go find other guys to fill out the roster. You got to be smarter about this, too.
Well, I guess so, but thanks for giving them ideas. Now, if they do that, we're blaming you.
Well, I mean, they can blame me all they want. I mean, you got to listen to the smartest guy in the room.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Bill Belichick, we talked about this yesterday, that a lot in the league, one of the weird stories that came out of the Combine in Indy was the amount of NFL owners that were unhappy that Hard Knocks, who couldn't find an NFL team to do the offseason series after the Giants completely fumbled it on television last year, there was no takers, so they turned to Bill Belichick in North Carolina. And the reports were a lot of NFL owners were unhappy that Bill Belichick was going to be featured on Hard Knocks. And today, Hard Knocks announced that, they're not going to do North Carolina.
Well, because they got a lot of phone calls.
Yeah.
From NFL owners. You ever want to work with us again, you'll stop that North Carolina nonsense. And that's exactly what happened. There's no other reason for that. So, boom. The NFL rules and Bill Belichick, ain't happening for you.
It's a tremendous punch in the gut.
And that's kind of probably how Bill felt today when he was told no, or maybe below the belt. But not quite as below the belt as what we saw in a high school basketball game last night. This was, I'm surprised that this high schooler didn't get thrown out of the game. Somewhere Draymond Green had to be smiling. But this defense player, kid's bringing up the basketball, and the defender just comes up and punches the dude in the nuts.
I mean, he wasn't even trying to hide it or make it seem like it was accidental.
No.
He just punched the guy in the nuts. I mean, just boom.
And it was a common foul.
Yeah, common. I don't know. I don't know how you call that a common foul. The other dude that got hits going, dude, there's nothing common about the pain I'm in right now.
Well, he wasn't assessed a flagrant. He wasn't kicked out of the game. It was 2 shots.
Unbelievable. They called it an intentional foul. So it was intentional. No technical, not ejected. An intentional foul.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it was that. I mean, that's absolutely factual. And if you look at this video, it's nuts.
Pun intended.
I mean, it's crazy. That was a planned attack. That was premeditated nuttage.
You almost feel like the guy that was bringing up the ball stole the defender's girlfriend at some point.
Something.
I mean, it just felt a lot more personal. That wasn't an accident. Oh, sorry, dude.
No, that was no accident. The guy jumps up to throw the basketball, and as he's coming down, he's got a fist right in the package.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like getting a pie to the face.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's not quite. I'd rather probably get a pie to the face.
Well, if your option is, although there are a lot of people, apparently, a lot of dudes spending a lot of money with an artist who goes by the name, quote, Pie Girl. She chains up men and smashes them in the face with pies, whipped cream type, shaving cream type. And she calls herself an artist, and she creates videos. Now, she's not wearing a lot, but dudes are spending a lot of money. They're tied up, so their hand, like all her videos, and we watched a lot of them for show research. The guys can't do anything with their hands. They're tied up, and pie after pie, and then she designs things.
And they're paying her for this.
Yes.
To get hit in the face with a pie. And she's making a lot of money doing that.
We get to suck on that all week.
There's none of that, Pledge. None of that.
I tell you,
they are cream pies, Pledge.
Whatever you're into, and God bless you. You do what you want to do. But she dresses up like a police officer with a short skirt in some, a cheerleader in another with a short skirt. I'm looking at all the pictures.
Yeah,
here.
yeah, the videos. Show research.
Well, that's all it is. And she hits dudes in the face. And one of these, she's got her sock feet full of pie, and she's stepping on the dude's face.
A toe fetish for this guy, huh?
I don't think that's a toe fetish because the sock is on. Joe's toes. Put them in my mouth. There's no toes available. Joe's toes.
Fetish.
Dude, I suppose. And look, if this girl's making a lot of money, Joe's toes. It's time, I think. OnlyFans, Joe's toes.
No.
Got to happen.
Only toes.
Got to happen.
The difference is, every time we see a story like this, it's always a young lady in her 20s. Never a 60-some-odd-year-old dude. At least the one that's getting paid.
Well, how the hell would they know? My toes don't look 60-some-odd.
They're not. Again, it's always the 60-year-old guy sitting in the chair with handcuffs on, getting a pie to the face. It's not the other way around. No 20-something-year-old girl is going to pay for your toes.
You don't think so?
No.
I bet you there's some crazy women out there just like there's some crazy dudes. Hey, women are nuts, too.
So they don't go viral?
Apparently not. I mean, at least, look.
Of all the ways for you to end up on Barstool, your toe fetish isn't going to be the one.
Well, Barstool is primarily guys watching, right? So why would they have a naked dude there throwing pies in women's face?
You didn't say you were going to be naked.
I wasn't. I'm just saying. Or, a guy in a cheerleader outfit, sitting there throwing pies in people's faces. It doesn't do their audience any good.
I mean,
but I'm sure those women are out there.
It is a sport. There is scoreboard. So but again, this is crazy. And I look, people in their fetishes, man. I never thought in my life that I would read a story like that on the radio.
What, a pie fetish?
Is that what you're calling it?
I'm guessing. Is it? What else would it be? What is my fetish? I like to get hit in the face with pies. so this pie girl can do art.
I love that you're saying I never thought I'd read this on the radio, yet this has become almost a weekly, if not daily, read.
Well, it's our first time reading about Pie Girl.
Well, dude.
And when Joe sent the story about Pie Girl, I wasn't actually thinking this was going to be pies.
What'd you think it was going to be, Jason?
I don't know. I mean, I
just a different
chocolate
pie.
meringue, lemon meringue, Boston cream pie. I don't know, but when you send me the link to Pie Girl Productions, this is not what I thought it was going to be.
Well, I read the story before I sent it to you.
I know you did. You watched all the videos too.
I did, but it's not
Show
something.
prep.
It's not something that I sit there and get all panty over. You know what I mean? It's like this girl's. She's all right, but she's no. She didn't stop traffic or anything.
Yeah, Sophia Rain.
Little skinny for my taste. And
I called up Caitlin.
Oh, that was creepy.
So I mean, I don't get it. These dudes tie themselves up and get hit in the face with a pie. What the hell is going on?
And they pay for it.
And they pay for it.
I'm sure they're supporting their college fund.
Is there anybody out there that has a pie fetish? I want to hear from you. 656-3776. It's okay. It's a safe space.
Is it now?
Yes.
Is it now? We're either going to get prank calls or no calls.
Oh, you can do it anonymously on Twitter.
I never spit it out.
I won't retweet it. At Joe Reinagle 210. At Jason Minix. Come on. Let's go.
Because you could help somebody else that would like to find the local Pie Girl production.
There's got to be a pie girl around here somewhere. Some kind of artiste.
Well, they're an artist.
That might be happening at the Pearl on a Sunday afternoon. Who knows?
At the Pearl.
I mean, who knows?
Seems like that'd be something saved for Austin Highway.
Yeah, maybe.
It's been a bad day for the Dallas Mavericks. Let's talk about it coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, you know the best way to do that is to call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text the word bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com. Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
Attention passengers, we've reached 10,000 feet and internet is now available for purchase.
I just paid hundreds for this flight, and you can't even throw in internet? I'll just take the free pretzels.
Sorry, but I do have snack boxes for sale.
I'm just gonna sleep.
In that case, we are selling pillows and blankets as well.
I'll just breathe. That's free, right?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com. Like you know to check you have gas first before road tripping through the desert.
Empty? Seriously? Maybe I can walk.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So if you want to save money, check Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com.
Maybe I can't.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
San Antonio is Aggie country. This is Andrew Monaco, and you're listening to the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Great score in the league.
Got Kyrie down here. That is obviously a major concern, what's going on right now.
Mavs television last night. Kyrie, done for the year, ACL.
You know, it was a tough video to watch. I didn't see it live, but I watched the video today, and he's just driving to the basket, and you see that knee just buckle and go out. And you knew it was something bad immediately when you saw that. And, I heard a stat, and I have not checked this, so I'll take the person that I heard it from's word for it, but that since Luka Doncic left, Kyrie Irving has played the most minutes of anybody in the NBA. And look, Kyrie Irving's no spring chicken, right? So he's playing a lot more minutes. I don't know if that caused this or led to it or what, but the fact of the matter is he's done for the season. Anthony Davis now is going to be shut down for the season. The Mavs season is over.
It really is, and they did announce that Anthony Davis is done for the year. So almost a whole game for AD as a Dallas Mavericks. Now, to your point on the usage of Kyrie, since the Luka injury while he was still a Maverick, Kyrie has led the league in minutes for about 6 weeks straight, about 38.7 minutes a game. Rachel Nichols tweeted out, Kyrie tearing his ACL wasn't inevitable, but it wasn't unimaginable either. Blah, blah, trading away, blah, blah, blah. Then driving your 32-year-old star into the ground despite his own injury history is extremely confusing. And I think Rachel is right. I mean, in this world of load management and rest, to have Kyrie with his history playing that many minutes, and we'll have a doc on later for our injury update, but was this avoidable or because of the usage, just something that they were willing to risk? And you tear your ACL in March, the rest of this year, but how much of next year will Kyrie now miss at 32 with his rehab?
Well, that's the key, right? I mean, he's 32 years old. You figure at least a year, and, you're going to be pushing 34. Does he ever come back? Certainly, does he come back in the same way that he can play right now? That all of those things are going to be up in the air. Look, Kyrie Irving's made a lot of money. And money-wise, he's going to be just fine no matter what happens. But if he wants to continue to play, that certainly comes into question these days, especially when you're talking about a guy that's 32. That's got as much mileage on him that he does. He's played a lot of basketball.
With this, and the fact that, Anthony Davis done for the year, Kyrie done for the year, the Mavericks right now in the 10th spot in the West at 32-30. Clearly, the move that Nico made today to just shut down AD, they don't even want to try. You wonder who else is going to be shut down because they're going to try to get into the lottery. And maybe this was a part of their grand master plan when they traded Luka. Are they competing for the playoffs and trying to, get back to the finals, or are they really trying to just get into the lottery and try to rebuild on the fly? But you look at what's going on with Phoenix, and you wonder if Coach Bud is even gonna make it. Portland is right there, and then San Antonio at 25 wins. They've got to do a good job of staying out of that play-in tournament and staying in the lottery. I mean, for the Spurs, there's such a gap between them and New Orleans, but not the biggest gap between them, Portland, Phoenix, and Dallas, and somebody's got to make that play-in tournament. If the Spurs are trying to get in the lottery, they're going to have to work hard to lose some games. At what point do we see De'Aaron Fox say, all right, let's go ahead and get that hand surgery now? At what point does Devin Vassell have a foot injury that will keep him out for the rest of the game?
Are you really worried about that? Are you really seriously worried about that? The Spurs aren't going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. They're 5.5 games out of that 10th spot right now. Dallas is going to tumble.
Yes.
Look, in Phoenix, I don't know. Phoenix is terrible.
Yes.
Portland, it could be the team to do that. I don't know if anybody's going to do it. It may come down to attrition, but I don't look at the Spurs as one of those teams that's going to suddenly sneak into the play-in tournament. They're just not playing well enough.
Well, see, but that's my concern. Follow me here. The Spurs right now aren't good enough to win their way into the play-in tournament. But if they keep playing like they have been, where they're trying to win games, just not good enough to win games, they'll trip into some wins where it's clear that Dallas is trying to lose out. Phoenix, right now, they're going to make a decision on the direction they're going to go. Portland, at some point, all these teams are going to try to avoid getting into that play-in tournament. And if San Antonio doesn't watch out, they might screw around and actually end up in and cost them the lottery. So they're going to have to now make an effort to get to the lottery, where a week ago they weren't good enough to get there, so you didn't have to worry about it. But all these other teams that are going to start tanking, you've got to now compete to lose games.
You know, I really thought I woke up from this nightmare 2 years ago.
You did.
Circumstances
changed.
Frickin', let's tank and let's do this. It just goes beyond everything that I give a damn about when it comes to sports.
Yep.
Everything in the world that I care about. Spurs aren't going to get into the play-in game, although Dallas, Phoenix, Portland, they all suck too. So jockeying for position. Spurs are going to win tonight because Brooklyn's horrible. I mean, let's face it.
That's a problem.
They're going to win tonight, but the Spurs have a hell of a tough schedule from here on out. And if you want to start shutting people down, okay. I hate it.
Me too.
With a passion.
Me too.
That we're sitting here again. Oh, let's get into the lottery. Let's go. Here we go.
It's within reach. You might as well grab it.
Jeez, it's ridiculous.
It is.
It sucks.
But without Wemby the rest of the way, the best thing that can happen for the Spurs this year is they get into the lottery.
Or maybe they could, I don't know, play their best, maybe win a few games, and then spend all the money in the draft capital that they have to go out and get some players that aren't in the lottery. How about that? How about we change strategy a little bit?
As plan B.
Plan B. Okay. So you don't get Cooper Flagg. We're all going to be upset?
Yes.
Well, yeah. Okay. So then what happens?
Well, you want a chance at Cooper.
I know there's some good players in there other than Cooper Flagg. There are some good draft picks and some good talent there. I rebuild this team with some players that can play. The De'Aaron Fox thing, I will applaud till the cows come home, Houston. But I just
still on the loose.
I just that's the kind of stuff I want to see more of. That is the kind of stuff, not this slow rebuild and not skipping steps. It's time to move this project along, and the only way to do that is to do exactly what they did with De'Aaron Fox. I love that. That was a great move. Might have been the best trade I've seen since I've been a Spurs fan. And the fact that the Spurs didn't have to give up much to get it done was brilliant. There's more of those out there. That's what I'd like to see get done. I hate this tanking crap.
Feel better?
Not really.
Okay.
No.
I'm with you. I agree with you. Everything you said I agree with, except for they need to tank this year to salvage
they don't
this
have a choice.
Disastrous season. Well, see, that's what I worry about. These other teams are going to start blatantly tank, and I don't want the Spurs to trip into the play-in and cost themselves a lottery. So now I think they got to make the effort to make sure they're in the lottery, and we'll change the term. They're lottery bound as opposed to tanking. That's what we want.
Well, Mitch Johnson's still the coach, so we're in good shape.
I mean, there's nobody that can blow a 15-point lead better than a Mitch Johnson coach team.
Beautiful.
Keep it up, Mitch. I think I answered my own question. Why is he coaching and not Brett Brown? Lottery.
Yeah.
Lottery.
That wasn't the plan, though, when Wemby was healthy.
No.
And they traded for De'Aaron Fox. I think the plan was, when they made that trade, maybe he's the guy that will get us in there. We'll get that experience. And, these young guys can grow a little bit more. But now it's like same old, same old. We're just going to screw around, lose games, and get back in the lottery. Woo-wee! Go out there, fellas. Lose one for the Gipper.
You should have been a coach.
Dude.
Motivational speaker.
Yeah, that's a hell of a
Newt
deal.
Rockney, ladies and gentlemen.
Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. Osa Odighizuwa signed today. Give the Cowboys front office credit for getting the deal done early. We'll talk about it coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Right now, let's talk about health as we age. May feel like you're lacking energy or strength. Maybe you're moody. Your libido isn't what it used to be. All of these could be caused by low testosterone. The answer? Go get tested. Simple. Go to Centergenics Testosterone Weight Loss, locations all over San Antonio, and their patient-first VIP experience is fast and easy. I recommend the providers at Centergenics because their personalized therapy goes beyond standard treatments. They've been the go-to experts in TRT for over a decade, and not all TRT is the same. At Centergenics, you'll get a personally optimized TRT treatment plan from providers who specialize in testosterone therapy. Personalized treatment is key because, not all guys have the same testosterone levels. So book your initial appointment now at CentergenicsHealth.com. Testosterone starts to decline in your 30s. So if you're feeling a loss of energy and drive, could be low T. Go get checked at Centergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. They also have affordable GLP-1 weight loss options. Get the VIP treatment with the TRT experts at Centergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Book your appointment at Synergenicshealth.com, SYNERGENX Health.com for Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, franchise tags were given. Did the Cowboys give one? We'll talk about it.
Aggies, Longhorns, and the Roadrunners all had top 25 games. How'd the Texas boys fare? All that and more. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group. The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hola, mi esposo se lastimó en un accidente ayer. ¿Me puede ayudar?
Claro que sí. Estamos aquí para servirle.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7. Our team of Texas attorneys has been helping people injured in car, truck, or 18-wheeler wrecks for more than 25 years. And there's no fee unless we win. Y hablamos español. If you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It's time for the herd you love. It's time for professional spring football. The San Antonio Brahmas are back, bringing you more of the action, the celebration, and the unforgettable moments you love. Join us for our home opener Sunday, April 27th at 2 when the Brahmas bring the Fiesta to the gridiron with our Viva Fiesta, Viva Brahmas themed game. Bring the energy to the Alamo Dome as your San Antonio Brahmas take on the Houston Roughnecks. Tickets on sale now at UFLBrahmas.com. That's UFLBrahmas.com. Our town, our team, our herd.
Joel, it's fantastic to be a local business here in San Antonio.
Sure is, Nigel.
We always say, from the outhouse to the penthouse, we can plumb it and we can cool it.
And all that at a fair price with one easy phone call to 210-651-5899.
See, Joel, I told you I could do it without clowning around.
So what's with the red nose?
You can let go now. That's not funny.
Quarter Moon Plumbing and AC, 210-651-5899.
License number M16004, TACLA 141074E.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sports book, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at CircaLasVegas.com and join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
266.
Paid for by Wesley Financial
When
Group.
you're trying to find quality candidates, all the searching, screening, and interviewing can become a job itself. You need Indeed, the all-in-one platform that makes it easy to interview, screen, and hire quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Our spring golf tournament coming up on April 14th, Golf Club of Texas. We will not have winds like we're having today while we're out there at the Golf Club of Texas on April 14th.
We won't?
We won't.
You guarantee that?
You do.
Oh, I do. I guarantee
I'm
it,
putting that on you.
Won't matter to me.
What do you mean it won't matter to you?
I can play golf in the wind,
Can
rain.
you? You want to tell me about your game Sunday?
I didn't play bad, considering.
Considering what?
It was windy as hell. No, who knows, but it's going to be a great day either way. It doesn't make any difference, and so you need to sign up. Come on out and play with us. Golf tournaments are great. Look, if you've been in them, you know. If you haven't, well, you need to get in so you will know. They're a lot of fun, plenty to drink, lots to look at, a lot of food out there, and it's just a blast.
Brought to you by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer, and in part from Ancira and PPL Motorhomes. Get your foursome registered at sasportstar.com. It's March 4th. We're playing April 14th. Don't wait. We always sell out.
Always do.
Always sell out. So get your team signed up. And when you do, let us know that your team has signed up.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll give you a little shout-out.
Yeah. You want to do that?
A little shout-out, yeah.
Sign up now. Tell us. We'll confirm it with Nick Trey and get you a shout-out.
Yeah, a little shout-out. You'll be famous. That's all it takes these days. A little shout-out or a pie in the face. One of the two.
Are we back to pies?
I don't know. Are we?
No.
I'm just, you get me all riled up, Minix.
How do I get you riled up?
It wasn't you. It's this tanking business. The tank word is just like nails on a chalkboard.
I'm with you.
It's ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
I hate it.
Well, judging by a lot of the comments on YouTube, you're not alone. Although Fred wants to know, are there going to be pie girls on the course?
Maybe.
We can talk to some people.
Maybe we can bring this pie girl in. And anybody want, a little donation?
We're trying to raise money.
I'm just saying a little donation.
I don't even want to know what pie girl costs to put on a plane and bring her here.
She could smack. Well, you know what?
What can she do?
How about here? I'll do it.
Nobody.
All right, you want to get smacked in the face with a pie?
Are you going to wear the skirt?
I'm your guy. You know what? Maybe. I'll wear a kilt.
Whoa.
That's a good golf attire.
Is it now?
Blowing your trombone? Yes. So anybody's got a pie fetish, don't worry not. $20, I'll smack you in the face with a pie.
I don't know if it's the same.
I think it would be.
I don't know. I don't know. Where are the pies from?
Dude, that's not my problem.
Well.
That's got to be your problem.
Why's that got to be my problem?
Well, it's because it is.
I mean, if I'm going to spend $20 on a pie, it better be good pie.
Well, somebody would give us a better deal than $20 a pie. I'm saying whoever wants to get hit in the face with a pie, $20 donation to the Pan American Golf Association.
Well, how much does a regular pie cost?
I have no clue, but I'm just saying we could get some of those.
I don't buy pies very often, except for if I'm driving up to my mother at Bluebonnet Cafe in Marble Falls. They've got incredible pies, but they're a lot more than $20, and I'd hate to waste that. That'd be like spilling your beer. I mean, there's no alcohol abuse, and we don't want to abuse pies.
Dude, with all the scenery that's out there, I promise you we can find somebody that is a hell of a lot more attractive than me or Minix to smack you in the face with a pie. I don't think that would be an issue.
So we need to see if one of our whole sponsors could decide to add a little pie to their.
Sure, and if you're into that, there'll be no judgment. You give a donation and you get smacked in the face with a pie and you go about your day. I think it's genius. We need to run that by Lance or Morgan.
I don't think so. I think that's got to be one of those things that just happen organically on the back nine.
Ask for forgiveness later, right?
I had no idea any of this was going on. See, Tom says Bill Miller's has cheap pies. Jesse says just put whipped cream in a pan.
There you go.
I mean, you could do that. Fred, this is your idea. Make it happen. Work out all the details and send it to us.
A pie in the face.
I think we have our, I don't even know. Mike, the hell's going on, man? You're on the Blitz.
Hey, guys, I love the show. If you're trying to raise money, I would pay good money not to have Ryan Angle wear a skirt and smack me in the face with a pie.
Done. I won't. How much are you pledging?
I have to figure out how much my paycheck is. You can have it all. You don't wear a skirt.
Are you signed up for the golf tournament, Mike?
No, sir. I'm not a golfer.
Just sign up anyway and ride around in the cart and drink beer with us. You've got friends that
Sounds
golf.
good.
I mean,
hey, is
you could
your
do
producer
that.
going to be there?
Is our who?
No,
is your producer going to be there?
He's got to work.
No, we don't let him out of the building.
Oh, man. Okay.
Dude, you don't understand. He would be the one tying you to the chair.
He's the true sports god. You guys know that, right?
You have no idea what you're talking about, Mike. You really don't.
Love you guys.
See you, Mike.
man.
Appreciate it.
Uh-huh.
Now, there you go. We can start that up. A little GoFundMe.
Give me money or I'm going to take it off. Yeah.
Give me money or I'm coming out with a skirt and a white belt. Joe's toes.
How much to keep the socks on, sir?
And there's that. Joe's toes. Yummy. That is squish them in the mud and then show them. I'll leave you a footprint on your golf cart. Joe's toes. Put them in my mouth. We're going to have some fun out there.
We're trying to get people signed up to come play, not give them reasons not to.
It's going to be fun. All right, it's a great time. You need to come out there. We may or may not have a pie in the face, but don't let that stop you.
Josh Jimenez says, sounds like Mike would rather see Joe in a Speedo than a skirt.
No, I think Josh would rather see that. Quite frankly, he's the only one to mention that.
Yeah, always with the Speedo. I don't know how Josh took that from that phone call from Mike.
I think Josh wants to see me in a Speedo. That's what I think. Yeah, these Houston Texan fans are weird.
Well, I mean,
I like to pull it in and out.
Stop, Blitz. Renee says, I think Jason should get a Frito pie to the face. Why would we want to waste a good Frito pie? No. It's a bad idea, Renee.
That's a good idea,
a Frito pie to the face?
Well, you've got a Frito pie fetish, so I think it's a great idea.
I don't know that I would classify that as a fetish.
During football season, it is, my friend.
It's not a fetish.
It is.
It's a craving.
Uh-huh.
There's a difference. All I do with that Frito pie is eat it.
Well, isn't that what a fetish is, basically? A craving for something? Sure, it is.
I don't know what the definition by Webster is when it comes to fetish, but I'm thinking if you can have a craving for pie, you could be a pie guy. You want to eat pie all the time, yet if you're doing things besides eating it with the pie, that becomes fetish. Like what this artist is doing.
Look, you like a pie to the face or not, it's a great country. When a girl like that is dressing up the way she is and smacking you in the face with a pie and making money.
Calling it art.
God bless her.
Art, like beauty, the eye of the beholder.
Yes. Now, I don't know what kind of art she's making. Is the guy's face the art?
Well, that's the canvas.
Or is the pie splatter go onto a canvas? See, the inquiring minds want to know.
They really don't.
No.
I mean, do you frame it up later?
I see. That all good questions. We just don't know.
Some of us don't want to know. We do know that the Cowboys front office is actually getting work done ahead of time. The idea that the Cowboys got the deal with Osa Odighizuwa done today. Now, granted, the tag deadline and that threat was real and probably helped speed up the process. But I do think as Cowboy fans, give the front office credit that they got this deal done more than a week before free agency begins. They're working ahead. I thought based on early reports, we might have a deal done while they were still in Indianapolis. But when you look at the final numbers and the way Todd Archer is reporting them, 4 years, $80 million, 52 guaranteed. Initial report said 58 guaranteed, but 52 guaranteed. A $20 million signing bonus. This is a good deal for the Cowboys. This is a good deal for Osa. This is the way it should be. And you look at the Micah deal. Micah Parsons, that deal shouldn't be hard because you go to the top of the non-quarterback list and you say, okay, who's making what? You're getting more than that. Here we go. It seems like that one would be easy, and this deal allows all that money they've been telling us for years that they've been saving up to sign Micah to get that done. Quite frankly, at this point, I'm kind of hoping that the Cowboys, they signed a C.J. Goodwin today and some other, easier deals, like guys that are happy to still have a gig. But are we going to see Micah's deal done before the start of the free agent period?
It seems like they're making room for something, and you have to figure that the next project has got to be Micah Parsons. Now, CeeDee Lamb's trigger is what they call it because it's already baked into the contract where his deal was restructured. Basically, all that means is he's going to get a check, and everything is down to the other end of the deal. So it doesn't count for this year, and it creates cap space. I saw a tweet from Todd Archer earlier that they're expecting Dak's trigger in the next week or two. So his deal, that could save him as much as $37 million or add that to the cap. So the Cowboys are going to have, and we reported this last week, about $100 grand.
$100 million.
$100 million. $100 million? $100 million, $100 grand.
$100 grand doesn't buy you much.
Good luck, Micah. There you go, buddy. $100 million in the kitty to do some things, and then we'll see where they go with it. Look, I'm, and I don't know what Jerry's definition of all in is, but if there is ever a year to go all in, it is this year. It is this year. Do it. Salary cap be damned, because you're going to have some issues as you move forward in the next couple of years.
Get it done. I mean, that's the bottom line. Cowboys offseason off to a better start than what we've seen in recent years, because they are getting deals done ahead of time that could easily be done ahead of time. Like CeeDee last year, like Dak last year, those could have been done the first week of March, and that could have changed their entire approach to the offseason. This offseason, as the league year is about to change over, looks like they're in a position to be players when free agency begins in about a week. Like, the Jets make it official in the last couple of minutes. Davante Adams officially released. He's going to be a free agent. And you're going to see a lot of moves like that. And I know how Cowboy fans are. You'll see a name. Oh, Cowboys. Ain't going to happen. But the Cowboys are at least putting themselves in position to be players in that world.
Well, Davante wants to go play with his daddy, Aaron Rodgers. Well, that's daddy. I mean, he does. He said as much. He wants to follow Aaron wherever he ends up, and that's where Davante wants to be too. Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck in New York with the Giants.
Mm-hmm. It's the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. If you need caps made, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112-style trucker caps, Katie caps, Nike Cap America, to name a few. If you need T-shirts screen printed, go see Sam. If you need your logo on a nice dress shirt, a fishing shirt, a golf shirt, any kind of shirt, go see Sam. Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. Nobody has better prices. Sammy has all the big name brands like Nike, Travis Mathew, Under Armour, Port Authority, North Face, Eddie Bauer, just to name a few. No order too big, no order too small, and Sammy is the only company in Texas that offers one-day turnaround. Call Sammy's Embroidery and Printing, 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or go by that massive showroom on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's. Or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
Taking you home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Wow! Most cars and trucks can get premium ceramic window film installed by the experts at Mother's Window Tint, starting at just $199. Don't wait! Protect your ride today. Our competitors charge hundreds more, but at Mother's, you get the best quality and value. Call now or visit motherswindowtint.com to schedule your installation. With up to 60 different film options, we've got the perfect fit for every car and budget. Stop by one of our locations and see the difference for yourself. Want to boost your vehicle's security? We've got you covered with advanced systems starting at just $399. Call 210-213-2118 today and ask about our alarm specials. Since 1984, we've been the home of the tint and alarm special. Don't wait. Visit Mother's Window Tint today. Call now or go online to book your service. Your car deserves it. Mother's Window Tint. Since 1984. Call or visit motherswindowtint.com. That's motherswindowtint.com. And remember, do it at Mother's and save.
As a fan, you know all the important sports cliches. And when you save money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive, you can get out there and give it 110%, even though that's mathematically impossible. And remember, failure is not an option. Well, it's always an option, just not a good one. But you're not worried because you've got ice in your veins. You're on fire. How can both of those things be true at the same time? Well, that's between you and your doctor. So get out there and leave it all on the field. Leave what? Who cares? Just leave it and save with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
Attention passengers, we've reached 10,000 feet and internet is now available for purchase.
I just paid hundreds for this flight, and you can't even throw in internet? I'll just take the free pretzels.
Sorry, but I do have snack boxes for sale.
I'm just gonna sleep.
In that case, we are selling pillows and blankets as well.
I'll just breathe. That's free, right?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-230-2777. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-230-2777, 800-230-2777, or biglou.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Eagles running back Saquon Barkley gets a 2-year, $41.2 million contract extension, makes him the highest paid running back in NFL history. Well, according to multiple reports, the Cowboys have triggered CeeDee Lamb's contract restructure. That creates $20 million in cap space for the Cowboys. And they signed Osa Odighizuwa today to a 4-year, $80 million deal, $52 million guaranteed, $20 million in a signing bonus.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
And for the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. Appreciate that. You can always subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel and comment there. A lot of you doing that. Appreciate you guys doing that. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Lots of ways to get in touch with us. Do it on Twitter, at Joe Reinagel210, at Jason Minix. You can listen on a bunch of apps.
Yep.
You can listen on your radio in your car. Whoa, how about that?
Which is the way most of you still do.
Yes, and we appreciate it.
Although the comments on YouTube we see right away, so Joe sees them faster than me. I'm not good at responding as quickly on YouTube, and when I see them and I want to respond, but then you realize, well, that was 12 minutes ago, and yeah, I don't know. I should get better at that.
I like talking to the folks on the YouTube page.
But Fred G, appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in
absolutely.
And laughing along the way.
All of you.
You know, last weekend I was in Phoenix, and I did something that I did not know that I would ever actually do. And I rode in what's called a Waymo, which is a driverless Uber.
Uh-huh.
There's nobody in the front seat. There's nobody behind the wheel. It is a robot with cameras that are driving. And while we were in Phoenix, you see these cars all over the place, and there's cameras. And at first I thought it was one of those Google Map cars. Then you realize they're all over, and my kid was like, no, that's a Waymo. What the hell's a Waymo, right? They're Jaguars. They're nice cars, right? And I'm hearing about it. Look it up. All right, they're in San Francisco. Super Bowl's in San Francisco next year. They're in Los Angeles. Training camp will be here before you know it when we're out there. Might as well download the app and see. Now, admittedly, I did not get into a Waymo until Sunday morning. You think about Mill Street, which is like the bar district area of Tempe at Arizona State, and you see them all over, but there's so many people walking around and, students that are riding their scooters and bikes. And, I'm not getting in a car without a driver in that kind of situation, right? Needed to be sober for my first Waymo ride is what I was thinking.
I think I need to be just the opposite.
I thought about that, but and again, at night you realize everybody else, I need a driver.
Well, at least your driver's not drunk.
Well, that's true.
In a Waymo.
Well, I don't know what the computer does when I'm not in it.
Too much oil.
Right? And one of the things is Waymo is on its way to Austin. And if it's in Austin, it probably will soon be in San Antonio, possibly Dallas, but it is going to Austin. And one thing that I did notice about Waymo, it's way less expensive than Uber and Lyft. Way less expensive. But they must have some money because they've apparently signed Arch Manning to an NIL deal.
Dad, what do you think the name of this driver is?
I don't see a driver.
Arch, do you Uber to class? Because I noticed you get a lot of parking tickets. So you must be driving somewhere.
Tickets are brutal around campus, so I think Uber is the way to go. I've just spent a couple bucks, but it drives a lot better than Arch did last night coming from the airport. That was the worst.
I missed like 3 turns.
How does Waymo know we're at a red light?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought you told it. Dad, did you have a computer in college?
I did not. Yeah.
Did you have a cell phone?
Of course not.
How old were you when you got a cell phone?
Probably 65.
Dad, you can go to class with him if you want. You want to go to class with him?
Oh, look, we've arrived.
Now have a great day, son.
Have a good day, Clay.
Yeah, thanks for the ride.
Yeah, so there's this video on social media of the Mannings in a Waymo, and there's nobody up front. It is freaky. I will tell you that when it first starts. But and Valerie Romo's asking now on Twitter at Joe Reinagel210 at Jason Minix, how was the ride? The ride was fine. In fact, maybe a little bit better if I had a driver. It won't leave until you put your seatbelt on. Then you pick your music, and obviously I picked rock, and that was cool. And it gets to a stop light, and we were the first car. I put video of this up about a week ago on my Instagram story. I don't think it's still there, though, because stories go away. Light turned green, and the car went. And then it was making a left turn. And there was a guy on a bicycle that was coming down the road, and the Waymo waited for it. Now, I think most drivers might have said, and cut in front of the bike, but Waymo waited on the bike. It was, and then perfect parallel parking. I mean, perfect parallel parking. Yeah, it was showing off. It was ridiculous. So it was cool.
That's great. I'm glad it was cool. I'm glad Arch and Cooper and Archie are having a good time. Archie looked nervous as hell.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you be?
Well, yes, which is why I'm not getting in one of those things.
Yes, you will.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you will.
It's ridiculous. Why would I get in one? I don't want to. I have no desire to get into a driverless car. None whatsoever.
Until you see it and you go, man, I want to do that.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I've seen people jump out of airplanes. I see them. I don't want to do it. I'm just saying.
When we're in L.A., when we're in San Francisco, I don't think you and I will be in Austin together, although if you guys want to go to Lincoln Park show in April, you can. Because that's what I'm like, well, cool, I'll Waymo to Lincoln Park.
Waymo away.
Yeah. So would you, are you one that you would say there's no way in hell I'm not doing it?
Right now, as we sit here today, yes. The hell? I don't know, and I don't know. They're probably a hell of a lot safer than a regular guy driving that you don't know who the hell it is. But I don't know. You know, kind of old school, more like an Archie Manning. You're a little nervous about a Waymo.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I waited till Sunday morning when there wasn't a lot of traffic. Seriously, I did not want to get in that thing when it was going to be busy and drive up and down, you know, a street that is kind of crazy. But after doing it, I would do it again. Without thinking twice, I would do it again.
So even if there's a lot of traffic,
even if there's a lot of traffic, I'm good with it.
Well, that's good. Good for you. I'm happy you've experienced it.
You'll do it.
No desire to do that. Although I've been in some Ubers that I don't really remember how I got home. So, I mean, it could have been driverless. I don't know.
Oh, you're talking about Saturday?
No, Saturday I recall. I have perfect recollection of that.
Uh-huh.
But there have been others that it's like, oh, I woke up in bed. It's nice. Thank you, Uber.
You know what's going to get him into it? He's going to be leaving one day, like y'all are in an event, Oxnard, whatever it may be. It's going to be his turn to buy the Uber. And it says like $65 during surge pricing for an Uber and like $10 for a Waymo.
No, I'm okay with spending the money. It's all right.
I don't know if it's that much cheaper. When I did, because I did a comparison from when we were in Phoenix, to go to the same place, my Uber app was like at, I don't know, 12 something. Lyft was at 11 something, and Waymo was $4.53.
You don't have to pay a driver.
And you don't tip.
That's it.
You don't tip. And you choose your own music.
Now, do you tip the Uber driver every time?
Yeah.
Okay. Just asking.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to lie. No, I don't. Not every time. Because there are times that you forget to. If I don't tip right away, chances are I'm probably going to forget until I go get my next Uber. And then it's like, do you want to tip your last guy? I don't even remember that ride.
I don't either.
But I generally try to tip right away. I do generally try to tip right away.
You know what I noticed in these last Uber rides Saturday, because you and I were splitting the Ubers, and it was no longer like you want to tip 3, 5, or 7 or whatever.
It's percentage.
It's percentage now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah, you have no idea what that is.
Well, no, I do. You kind of figure that's a hell of a lot more than the 3, 5, and 7.
Well, they were expensive rides.
Depending on where you're going. But
yeah.
I want to go back to the old way.
$1.
Yes.
I contributed.
Give me that.
I tipped something.
Well, I mean, not $1. And we had a great Uber driver take us downtown. That guy was fantastic.
Yeah, he was great.
So, right? So I tipped him. I had no problem with that.
Yeah.
But I don't tip every time. Maybe I should.
I like I said, I try to, but if I don't do it right away, it's not like I'm going to be doing whatever it is I'm at and go, oh, man, I forgot to tip that guy. Let me go in my app and do it.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if I'm leaving, open up the app. Oh, yeah, forgot to tip that guy because it's telling me, did you want to leave a tip? So most of the time I tip. I try to tip. I'm not just a get-out and non-tipper type.
No, I'm not that idiot. Sometimes I'll do it while I'm writing because it'll come up and say, hey, do you want to tip the guy? And we'll give it to him when you get the hell out.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to support my Uber drivers.
Absolutely. Tip well. Waymo, no tipping.
It's Waymo fun.
Waymo. And Pledge is saying Waymo and Uber are same company. So that's where they got the NIL money to pay for Arch.
Yeah, could be.
I mean, the commercial was an Uber tweet, so.
Okay.
That wouldn't be surprised.
Dude, it was cool.
I'm glad.
It was cool. You're going to do it.
Yeah.
You're going to do it. Because we're gonna be out drinking one night, and it's going to be my turn. I'm calling the Waymo, and you're going to get in and be halfway home before you realize there ain't nobody driving.
Well, that's exactly right. That's why I want to do it. You said you wanted to be sober doing it. It's like, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be, like, passed out in the back seat.
I don't think you could pass out in that situation.
You don't think so?
I think it'd sober your ass up really quick if you didn't know you were getting in a car without a driver.
Well, I mean, I'll know. Right? I'll know. Where's the dude? He go take a leak or what? I mean, you know.
Yeah, car's just leaving on its own.
Yeah.
A driver will be back in a minute, Joe. Don't worry. Just buckle up.
Yeah.
Buckle up. Lots going on in the NFL. Let's recap the day coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're having any issues at your house with your plumbing, your AC, you know there's one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899. 651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios, big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. Again, 210-651-5899. Now, a lot of times I mention worst-case scenarios, you're calling them when you have a problem. But that's not the only time you should call them because maintenance, preventative maintenance, can save you a lot of money. Now, their phone number, 210-651-5899. You know, over there at Quartermoon, Joel and Nigel, they're overly creative, so they came up with a special. One, they don't do a lot of specials, but they've got a special for $58.99. The phone number, $58.99, pre-summer AC inspection. Your capacitor, your indoor coil, your outdoor coil, filter, check proper temperature levels. Get that done. Make sure your AC is ready for when the oven actually gets turned on in a bit. And again, if you're doing maintenance, it could save you a lot of money in the long run. So call Quartermoon 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com. All right, guys, summer is coming. You could hit the gym, but you're probably going to say, I'll start next Monday. Here's what you need to do. You need to get M-Sculpt Neo from Dr. Connie Hires. It burns fat, builds muscle, and tightens up your abs, your arms, even your butt and your legs. And guess what? She can do it, too. Couples who sculpt together, well, call 210-494-8446 or go to findyourbeautiful.com. Findyourbeautiful.com because Dad Bod season is officially over, and Dr. Connie Hires is here to help you get ready for summer.
Hey, San Antonio. Multiple tours overseas, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training toward our low-cost degree and certificate programs. We call that credit where credit is due. For over 75 years, our dedicated success coaches have been helping service members achieve their goals. Get started with local support and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
Guys, if you ever spend time on social media, you'll often find yourself just being hit with bad news and worse comments, and you'll see how everybody's life is so picture perfect, and they've got this great job promotion, and you're wondering, man, where am I? It's hard not to get wrapped up in how everyone else is doing. Imagine how you'd feel if you just spent 45 minutes focused on how you're doing. That's what they're about at Cerebral. They make it easier than ever to access dedicated therapists and doctor-prescribed medication personalized to you. And the best part, Cerebral offers in-network care so you can focus on feeling better without worrying about the cost. If you're dealing with stress, anxiety, you want to be more present and focused, you want to sleep better, you want to have better relationships, you've got to work on yourself. Cerebral is proud to be an official sponsor of the San Antonio Spurs. Just like athletes prioritize their physical health, mental health is just as important, and Cerebral's here to help you build a strong foundation for your overall being. So take the first step today. Visit Cerebral.com to see how affordable and accessible mental health care can be with insurance. Cerebral, make time for mind time.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
San Antonio, the NCAA 2025 Men's Final Four is coming April 4th through the 7th. Check out Reese's Men's Final Four Friday, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity where you can watch open practices and the Reese's NABC All-Star Game at the Alamo Dome for free. And for the music lovers, March Madness Music Festival, presented by AT&T, Capital One, and Coca-Cola, with 3 days of free concerts, featuring the biggest acts in music at Tower Park and Hemisphere. Visit ncaa.com/men's Final Four.
With Progressive, it's easy to reach customer service with our app, website, chat, or by phone. Because when getting help is hard, it's not help at all.
Little help. A little help over here?
Thank you for calling Bench Press Assistance.
What?
Due to excessive gym volume, all available spotters are currently lifting heavy weights off the chests of other bench pressers.
Seriously?
Please continue to hold, and we will remove the barbell from your chest in the order in which your cry for help was received.
Getting assistance should be easy. With Progressive, it is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
You know, this is a new one from our friends from the band at Nothing More. Nothing More did play while I was in the Waymo, but not this song. My daughter joked, thank God it wasn't this one. Could you imagine you get in a Waymo, a driverless car, and you hear this?
Yeah, you don't want to hear that.
Instead, we heard House of Sand, which was better. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, as you think about all the different news in the NFL, and it's that time of year, this player gets released, that player gets released, this guy gets a new deal, that guy gets a new deal. I don't want to say that there's been any surprises today, but some, wow. Like, I think we all kind of figured Saquon would get paid. I don't think we thought Saquon would get $41.2 million.
No, that's probably the surprise. Osa, we've been expecting, and I think the Cowboys did the right thing. I'm going to give them all the credit in the world to get that deal done and out of the way, to take care, to go ahead and trigger the CeeDee restructure as well, and to get that out of the way. Now you've got some money, and you can focus on Micah.
Well, and then you look like the Vikings not tagging Sam Darnold. They still want to re-sign Sam Darnold, but they're not using the tag on Sam Darnold. Is he the biggest free agent quarterback out there?
I would think now.
I mean,
Matthew Stafford's off the table.
I mean, you got to factor in Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, please. Give me Sam Darnold any day.
But at the same time, Sam Darnold, of all people, could change. You know, if one of the quarterback-needy teams in the draft end up with a Sam Darnold, would they take a Shedeur Sanders or a Cam Ward or a Jackson Dart? I mean, who would have thought Sam Darnold could change the offseason landscape prior to the draft.
Well, I don't think that would be a bad thing for any of the quarterbacks you just mentioned. I mean, to sit and play behind a Sam Darnold for a year, I don't think that would be bad at all. Now, the Falcons tried to do that, right? But Kirk Cousins was so bad that they kind of had to change in midstream, but he still was able to get a half of a year behind Kirk Cousins. So that's a good thing. Any of these quarterbacks, and this is no disrespect to any of them, but I'd say any rookie quarterback, most of them, and we've seen a couple over the last 2 years come in and play well right off the bat, but most of them are better off if they can sit for a year or so and then come in and play.
When you think about Sam Darnold, who is one of the top free agents in the NFL, probably top 5 free agents this year in the NFL, a franchise tag would be $40 million and change.
Yeah.
Right? There were reports that he was looking for around $50 million annually. Now, what does Minnesota know that Sam Darnold's agent does? Like $40 million seems cheap for a quarterback for 1 year, especially if you've got a quarterback that's looking to be in that $50 million neighborhood. And based on the season he had and where the quarterback market is now, crazy numbers, and maybe he'll get there with a bunch of incentives, but do you look at that and say, you're still Sam Darnold. You had one good year, but we remember what you did prior to this, and I'm not giving you $50 million or $40 million.
Well, I'm thinking along the lines of a Baker Mayfield deal, right? Somewhere in that neighborhood. But keep in mind for Sam Darnold, my gosh, he started out with the Jets. I mean, that's as bad as going to Cleveland to start. It hasn't worked out too well for anybody there lately. So he gets into a system, and I think Sam Darnold is a guy that needs a good offensive coach, a good offensive coordinator, somebody that can design things to his strength, and I think that's what happened in Minnesota. And they're not saying they don't want him back necessarily. They just didn't want to tag him and be on the hook for $40 million. Somebody's going to make a play for him. Whether they're going to draft a quarterback or not, somebody's going to be calling Sam Darnold and wanting him to come to their franchise.
Well, and again, I mean, dude made $10 million last year. Where's Baker at getting paid? $33 million, right? Any in that neighborhood? 33, 35, something along that. Geno Smith at 25. I mean, if you're Sam Darnold, are you looking at those as comps? Or, I mean, Kirk Cousins is getting – what, 45?
Yeah, but Kirk Cousins has been better than Sam Darnold, just overall.
Again, though, it's what have you done for me lately?
Well,
now, granted, last
Darnold's
year was
a hell
great.
Of a lot younger.
Or do you look at the last 2 games for Sam Darnold? Again, I'm not surprised that Minnesota didn't tag him, but at the same time, I'm a little surprised they didn't tag him if they truly want to keep him for another year to see. Or are they that confident that J.J. McCarthy is going to be their guy? Justin Jefferson said it doesn't matter who the quarterback is, he's going to make him look like the best in the league, right? And you want to hear that from your very expensive, very talented wide receiver.
It's unfortunate for J.J. McCarthy, the Vikings draft pick of last year, that he got hurt so early, that he wasn't able to sit and learn. And I'm sure he did still learn a lot from Sam Darnold, but he wasn't able to put that into practice. But I don't blame Minnesota if they want to go with their second-year quarterback. They drafted him. They felt highly about him and let Darnold walk. But $40 million, and it's on the books. That 40, if you franchise tag somebody, it's on the books. Now, I'm surprised that Minnesota maybe didn't franchise him and try to work out a deal. But if you can't work out a deal, then you're on the hook for the $40 million.
Well, and again, you look at, all right, Sam Darnold. When you just think about quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers is going to be in the mix. What is Pittsburgh going to do at quarterback?
Justin Fields.
Really?
Yeah, he's going to be their guy. You heard it here first. They're not going to go out. Why would you go out and get an Aaron Rodgers? Why? If you've got Fields, he's got experience.
So
he's a bum.
So last year when Russ was struggling, they didn't go back to Justin Fields.
No.
Did they? And so to think that they would go back to him now. Last year, when you were trying to save everything, you didn't turn to that guy. To me, it's similar to when Tony Pollard got hurt and the Cowboys in a playoff game wouldn't hand the ball to Malik Davis. They didn't trust him. He was there. They didn't trust him. And then the next year, they didn't promote him. I don't know that Justin Fields is truly the answer in Pittsburgh because Russ didn't do enough late last year to keep the job, but he was better than what they had where they didn't want to make a change.
Well, who's the answer? Aaron Rodgers? That's not your answer. And that's for what, a year maybe, if you're lucky?
Well, a year or two, is it Aaron Rodgers, or could it be a Sam Darnold? Could Sam Darnold have that kind of success?
That makes a lot more sense than Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is a Band-Aid, if anything. And if anybody signs that guy, I'll be shocked. I really will be. The only team that I can see doing it and have anything is the Giants. They draft a quarterback, and you want a Band-Aid. I don't see Pittsburgh dealing with Aaron Rodgers. I just don't.
It would be interesting. You try to figure out where is the best fit for Aaron Rodgers.
The retirement home.
I think he's a bum.
I mean,
calling bingo.
If you're Aaron Rodgers, do you really want to go play for the New York Giants?
No.
You've got no chance to win there. Like there were a lot of things that made sense if Stafford would have left the Rams for Aaron Rodgers to take over that. Outside of that, I don't know where there is a good place for Aaron Rodgers to go where he's going to win. And if he's not going to win, is he really going to go through the grind? Is he going to go do everything that it takes to be a quarterback at that level and be committed to a team and go through the offseason and do everything and not be a year-to-year guy? And when you're a year-to-year guy, unless you're like, man, we are just like the Rams, man, we've got everything in place. All right, our quarterback is leaving. We need somebody until we can get somebody else. Aaron Rodgers would be perfect for that. You could deal with that for a year. I don't know that Pittsburgh is in that same situation, but they're closer than, say, the New York Giants. I mean, the Giants, sure, they've got a Malik Neighbors, but they don't have an offensive line. I mean,
they don't have a running back either.
They don't have a running back. They don't have a great defense. And they got a whole bunch of people that somehow still have their jobs that you figure won't have their jobs if they bring in Aaron Rodgers.
Well, look, Aaron Rodgers, again, is a Band-Aid at best. And we can disagree on that Rams thing. I think it would have screwed up a good opportunity for the L.A. Rams. I'd have rather had Sam Darnold come back because he was there behind Matthew Stafford. At this point in time in his career, he was once a great quarterback. He's not anymore. And he's a cancer in the locker room to boot. I mean, any team I think would be nuts to sign this guy unless you get him for a Russell Wilson deal. You pay him $1 million or you do something like that. And I don't know what the minimum is for a guy like Aaron Rodgers. I'm sure it's more than that. But to me, he's not worth it. He's just not. He's done. It's over. It was a great career. Wait for the Hall of Fame. He's over.
Could the Raiders take him?
No. I mean, they could. You think Tom Brady's going to deal with Aaron Rodgers?
I mean,
they're going to draft Shedeur Sanders. I think the writing's on the wall there. They're going to do whatever it takes to draft Shedeur Sanders. Do they need will they go with him right away, or do they need a quarterback as a Band-Aid? And that's the only way Rodgers works. But then you got to deal with him.
Wow. I mean, I don't know. Jameis Winston needs a job too.
Well, I'd rather hire Jameis Winston.
Would you?
Yes. At this point in time?
Seriously?
Jameis Winston's not going to blow up your locker room. Aaron Rodgers might.
I think Jameis needs to just get into TV now. He was so good at the Super Bowl. Just jumpstart your TV career.
Who, Jameis?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. I think he'd be fantastic at that. And Rodgers could do the same thing.
I'm trying to quickly go through the ESPN top 100 free agents. I'm not seeing Aaron Rodgers anywhere in the top 100.
Does that surprise you?
I mean, am I missing something?
No, he's not.
I mean, Jameis is at 89.
Aaron Rodgers is done.
I think he's a bum.
I don't know why everybody wants Aaron Rodgers to hang around. He's done. It's over. Great career. Move on.
So what are you saying?
He should move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cowboys get a lot done today. A lot of players signed. The big one, Osa Odighizuwa, 4 years, $80 million. Let's talk about what the Cowboys have done today. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. Spurs in action tonight. UTSA has a big game as well. Memphis, Penny Hardaway, they're in town over at the Convo. Want to watch those games, add a little excitement? Make sure you're playing on Underdog. Play the Pick'em game where you pick whether you think a player is going to go higher or lower on one of their stats. Points, assists, rebounds, threes. They've got you covered. All the leagues, you can mix and match from NBA, college hoops. Pick your own and create your own entries there, making your picks, mixing and matching across the different leagues. And you can play with as little as $1. And you could turn that dollar into 1,000 with your hoops knowledge, because if you get everything right on your entry, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. So download the Underdog app. Sign up now using promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Claim your special offer today and get that bonus cash instantly upon your first deposit when you use promo code STAR at Underdog.
Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona and Massachusetts, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
If you travel as much as the San Antonio sports guys travel, while you're on the road, be sure to take us along. Listen to the 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star live stream anywhere on the Odyssey radio app.
Rock's Discount Vitamins and More wants to thank God and San Antonio for making Rock's the king of supplements. Are you losing weight, building muscle, or just getting healthy? Rock's has you covered. Weight loss and muscle building packages starting at just $75. Plus, get a free in-body scan in 15 seconds with the In-Body 270 analysis. Start tracking your results today. The pros at Rock's know their products, how they work, and what's best for your health and fitness goals. Call 210-342-7625 or visit rocksdiscountvitamins.com.
With conference championships just around the corner, now's the time to register for Twin Peaks $1 Million Bracket Challenge. Go sign up at TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com and fill out your bracket before the tournament tips on March the 20th. Enter for a chance to win $2 million and other epic prizes, including $50 gift cards to the top bracket from every Twin Peaks lodge. Step up your game at Twin Peaks with 29-degree cold beer, handcrafted cocktails, and scratch kitchen-made food to satisfy your every craving. Only at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and those scenic views.
Jackson Hewitt wants you to save money on tax prep. We're saving money by having our intern rap in this commercial.
Don't stress, Jackson Hewitt's got expert tax prep, $149 or less. Yo, some tax guys lie about price. What? They got hidden fees, that ain't nice. Ain't nice. Don't ignore MC Kevin's rhyme, cause this deal's for a limited time. $149.
For tax prep that's $149 or less, hurry into Jackson Hewitt today.
No cap.
Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
Attention passengers, we've reached 10,000 feet and internet is now available for purchase.
I just paid hundreds for this flight, and you can't even throw an internet? I'll just take the free pretzels.
Sorry, but I do have snack boxes for sale.
I'm just gonna sleep.
In that case, we are selling pillows and blankets as well.
I'll just breathe. That's free, right?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey guys, want to be a hero? Get her a mommy makeover. $2,000 off this month. $1,000 off a tummy tuck. She gets her confidence back. You get the best thank you ever. Win-win, right? Call 210-494-8446 or go to findyourbeautiful.com.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Davis Law Firm secures important verdicts and settlements for Texans hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, many in the millions of dollars. No case is too big or too small. And remember, there's no fee unless we win. So if you want more, call the Fours. Davis Law Firm San Antonio, 444-4444.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. Monday, April 14th at the Golf Club of Texas. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Pan American Golf Association, is presented by Flight by Yingling, sponsored in part by Ensira.com and PPL Motorhomes. It's in the hole! The Spring Golf Classic, Monday, April 14th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com. Swing it!
He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. The Blitz here on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. Heading to Vegas here in a couple of weeks for Mega March Weekend. The Blitz is going to be live in Las Vegas on the Thursday and Friday, the 27th and 28th. But we're not coming home Friday after the show. We're not coming home until Sunday. We're staying all weekend to party at Circa Las Vegas, and we want you to join us because it's a blast.
Oh, it's a blast. And a lot of folks are already saying they're going to. So join us. There's plenty of room. Plenty of room there. And if you haven't seen Circa, you need to. Watching a Sweet 16 game out at the pool is unlike anything you've ever done in your entire life. I promise you.
Again, those pools are incredible. The screens at Circa Las Vegas Stadium Swim are incredible. And you got the biggest sports book in the world where, you can watch basketball opening day of Major League Baseball. That's everything that's going on that weekend that we're there. There is a link to get registered and book your rooms at sasportstar.com. Or if you're going straight to the hotel site, circalasvegas.com, use promo code BLITZ, and you will get a pretty sizable discount on your room.
Come with us. It's a blast. I promise you, you will not regret it.
The Cowboys busy, very, very busy. Osa Odighizuwa, 4 years, $80 million. Solid deal, 52 of it guaranteed. $20 million signing bonus. And based on everything that we were hearing last week at the Combine in Indianapolis, I don't know who's surprised because they were working on getting it done. I think the biggest surprise, quite frankly, is the Cowboys got this done a week before free agency begins. They got a deal done early. That is not typically the way the Cowboys do business. Now, Osa might have been encouraged to agree quicker because of the threat of the tag, although they could have tagged him and still worked out this deal, but good for the Cowboys to get it done before free agency and not even have that tag on their books. Osa could have dug in, or maybe he was, and that's how it got to 80. Who knows? But credit the Cowboys front office for getting a deal done early.
I think it was a good deal for the Cowboys. And I know we were looking at numbers, and you just look at that, $24 million number that the franchise tag would have been. So that's the average, right, of those positions. Yep. So I think we were looking at it, Jason. It was $22 million a year was about the average. So I think the Cowboys made a hell of a deal from that perspective, look, Osa's gonna be a rich man the rest of his life. There's no doubt. But I think he might have taken $1 million or $2 million less per year than he could have gotten perhaps somewhere else.
When you think about Osa and what he means to this team, and there might be a lot of you out there that had no idea how important he was, but getting this done and some of the other things like C.J. Goodwin and some of the others that they've tweeted, little deals, but they're getting some of that out of the way, clearing the deck to make sure they can get Micah done. Will they get Micah done early? They've got the ability. They reworked a deal today for CeeDee Lamb. No real surprise, but that contract got worked out today. And somebody tweeted CeeDee why, one of them snarky tweets. And CeeDee actually responded and quote tweeted it, said, "I want to win. It's going to take more than just myself," because his restructure frees up money in free agency. You've heard Micah Parsons openly talking about wanting to win. Dak Prescott talking about wanting to win. Calvin Watkins actually tweeted out, that Calvin from the Dallas Morning News, a lot more talk this offseason from players about winning than we've seen in the past. And I don't know if it's just the group of guys, the messaging from new head coach Brian Schottenheimer, the fact that we haven't heard from Jerry. This offseason feels so much different than last offseason. Last offseason was weird after they lost to Green Bay. It was weird in training camp. It was weird all year. This offseason starting off completely different, and the Cowboys seemingly doing things the right way.
Well, and I applaud them for what they did today. I think this was a good move. They needed to keep Osa. He was going to be somewhere else had they not done this. They would have attached the franchise tag had they not been able to work out a deal. So I'm glad it worked out this way. Props to the Cowboys. But it comes down to, and we talk about the Spurs all the time, tanking. These players don't want to lose games. And when you're talking about the Cowboys, they don't want to lose games. And sometimes even they realize, and I think Osa is a prime example today. He's making a lot of money. It's a great contract, and he's going to be just fine. But I think he actually took a little less money than if he would have tested the open market, he would have gotten more. But he wants to win. He likes his situation, likes where he's at, and he wants to win. And I think you're going to see this trend a little bit. At least I hope so. From some of these guys. Some don't. They take the most they can take, and, that's their prerogative. But I think Micah Parsons might be another guy that would say, clip a few million per year off of there, and I'll be okay as long as we bring in the players to win.
Well, and again, I think, for Osa, he was never going to hit the market because of the tag. Micah has said on his podcast and other interviews that he doesn't necessarily have to be the highest paid. But when it comes down to the negotiating table, it's going to be very interesting to see where the numbers come in for Micah, who I do believe wants to win. And all these guys want to win, and then you have a Micah Parsons level of talking the talk. Will he walk that walk? But I don't know if Micah's deal needs to be as complicated as some of the others, right? You could make the argument where CeeDee Lamb, are you the best wide receiver in the league or second or third? Where are you going to fall in? And I think CeeDee's holdout had a lot more to do with ego than anything, although seemingly it cost the Cowboys more money because he waited. Micah could wait a whole year if he wanted to, and that price tag is going to continue to go up. But when you listen to things that Micah Parsons has said, getting it done, getting that security, life-changing, generational-type money for the Parsons family, but at the same time, all right, we don't have to talk about any of these big contracts with our core guys. Dak's got his deal. CeeDee's got his deal. Micah's got his deal. Osa's now locked up. There will be others along the way, but the Cowboys, fortunate or not, are in a position where they've got three of the top players at their position on their roster, and they're all getting paid to that level. Tyler Smith is going to want a big contract at some point. There are other guys that are going to get paid, but not necessarily at the top of that position. You see what's going on in Cincinnati. They got a quarterback, a couple of receivers. Higgins got tagged today. He's not happy. Jamar's not happy about how negotiations are going, because this is the one time where a player should be selfish because you're at the negotiating table. That's the one time you can make it about yourself and not always about the team. Although you have others that would say, well, come on, would you even notice the difference in money? So the Micah deal seems like it's almost ready to get done, and I just like the approach that we're seeing from the Cowboys' actions. Their words, I mean, Steven still used air quotes, but at the same time, their actions, what they're doing this start of the offseason versus last year, a complete 180.
Well, last year there was just a parade out the door.
Yep.
They didn't sign anybody. They just let everybody leave. And that was disturbing and weird. But look, Jerry and Steven know what's going on in Philadelphia. They know what's going on in Washington. And either you want to keep up or don't you? And you're going to have to change the way you're doing things. But again, if I'm Jerry, knowing what I know now and knowing what's on the books and what's about to be on the books, salary cap be damned this year. I'm doing whatever I can to bring in as much talent as I possibly can. And 2025 is going to be the year the Cowboys not only win the division, but they go to the playoffs and they advance. And I look, because you got money on the books, and I know the salary cap's going to go up, but that's not going to necessarily help when you got a quarterback that you're going to have to continue to kick the can down the road for the next 4 years or 3 after this one. But you're going to have to, and eventually those bills are going to come due. Jerry's absolutely right about that. You can't continually kick things down the road forever. You just can't do it. You're going to have to start over at some point in time. So why not have a trophy to show for it before you do? And I would love to see Jerry just right now, agree with the definition that we all have of all in and do it. Because this team, even with the signings you have now, I cannot believe that this team, as it sits now, is going to be able to compete with Philly and Washington.
Well, I mean, yeah, but there's so much they still have to do with free agency and the draft, but getting guys done. I mean, C.J. Goodwin, 1-year deal. That's a nice keep for the Cowboys. They picked up the contract option today for Wanye Thomas. That's a nice option. I'm more interested at this point. Obviously Micah Parsons top of the list, but there are guys out there that you wonder if they're going to be cap casualties. And if Terrence Steele were to get released, whether it's right away or a post-June 1 cut, as much as I like the kid, the way he had that one good year and he got paid. If he were to get released, all right, Trayvon Diggs, same thing. I want to keep Donovan Wilson, but they could save a lot of money by parting ways with a Donovan Wilson, a Malik Hooker, a Damone Clark. And so you just wonder if they release some of those guys or can they rework them. But if they release them, who are they going to replace them with? What's the backup situation like there? I mean, I do want to keep Donovan Wilson, but, they could save almost, if 5.3 now or June 1, $7 million in cap.
And that's awesome. I truly don't believe Trayvon Diggs will be on this team come game 1. I think the reports were they're trying to work a trade. I'm not sure who's going to trade for this guy. They're going to end up releasing him. And I don't know what that's going to count on their books or how that's going to affect the salary cap at all. But, look, the guy's been banged up, and he's just not the same guy that you thought he was going to be and never really developed into that guy. So I don't expect him there. So you're right. There's some pieces that have to be done, but that's my point. Go all in. Do it. I mean, what have you got to lose at this point in time? It's been 30 years since you've been to an NFC championship game. I mean, what do you have to lose? Do it. I just don't understand it. It's baffling to me that Jerry and Steven are going to roll out and do the same thing they've done year after year after year after year and expect different results. Go all in. We've seen the success of the LA Rams doing it. We've seen the success of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers doing it. Yeah, they pay the price, but at least they got a trophy, a new one, sitting in their trophy case.
You just look at, I think San Francisco might be a prime example of how difficult it is to get there and win it all, right? Because, San Francisco's most recent Super Bowl win is actually longer than the Dallas Cowboys, although they've been to a couple of Super Bowls.
Yep.
They've been really good, and then they're bad for a while. Then they're really good again, and then really bad, although they haven't won, but at least they're competitive, and you feel like, man, they are that close. The Cowboys have had some rosters through the years that you thought had a chance. They came up short, and they've got zero playoff success since the 90s. I think we all know that. You look at what Philadelphia has done. I mean, Philadelphia wins a Super Bowl. Then what'd they do? All right, Carson Wentz mistake, fix that. Jalen Hurts, and then they're back there, they lose, and then they're back there and they win. Not everybody needs to do it the Kansas City way, where you're just always there. Buffalo, Cincinnati got there and lost, but they were able to do that with their quarterback on a rookie deal. The Seahawks were able to go twice when Russ was on his rookie deal. But I think the Chiefs, and now you could look at the Eagles and say, you know what, you can have a lot of expensive guys on there and still get there. It's not all about trying to get it done with your quarterback on a rookie deal.
And now they've just signed Saquon Barkley to the richest contract for a running back in NFL history. So, they're getting it done. I don't know how they're getting it done. They're geniuses over there with the salary cap, but I wish the Cowboys would pay attention to what they're doing and do the same thing. I'd hate to learn from Philly, but still, they're doing it right. The Cowboys should learn something from those guys.
Look, maybe the best thing for the Cowboys and the way they approach this offseason is what's happening in the NFC East. You just had an NFC championship game featuring two teams from your division. And Washington doesn't look like they're going to take a step back. Philly is making their already Super Bowl team seemingly better and happier. And so if you just want to keep up in the NFC East, you've got to do things a little bit different.
You have to. Absolutely. The NFC East is tough again. You got two teams there that are sitting better than the other two teams. If Dallas wants to get up to that level, they're going to have to make some moves. And drafting guys is not going to get it done. You got to be a player in the free agent market. You have to be. Go all in, Jerry. And I'm talking about my definition of all in, not yours.
Your definition of what is all in and mine might not be the same thing.
Well, let's get on the same page, Jerry. What do you say?
Well,
I'll bring the Johnny Walker Blue. We
Really?
can sit there and talk about it.
Really?
Absolutely. If Jerry would sit down, we could have a little powwow, Jerry and I'd bring the blue. I'd pony up.
Would you?
Absolutely, to sit with Jerry and have some drinks.
I've never seen you pony up around Jerry.
Well, Jerry usually ponies up, and I don't have to. But I'm just saying this time.
The intent would be there.
Because, no.
You're hoping that Jerry would say, nah, Joe, I got this.
It's not that, Jason. We're talking about doing things different. All right, I'm going to do something different and buy Jerry drinks. He can do something different by agreeing to my definition of all in. See how it works that way?
I can imagine.
It's negotiations.
Yeah, that's going to happen. I can't wait for that to happen.
Absolutely.
Sounds like you've already had some of that, Johnny Walker.
Not at all. I'd be happy to, though.
I know you would.
You know, the first place Jerry bought drinks, what was that martini bar down on the Riverwalk?
Oh, man, that's been a while.
I stumbled in there once after a practice. And there, Jerry was, I wasn't drunk.
Yet.
But Jerry was sitting at the end of the bar.
Uh-huh.
I sat with him. He bought a lot of drinks that day.
Yeah.
I tried to talk some sense into him then.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
You know, the crazy thing is, when you're drinking with Jerry, you're more listening to stories than you are talking and trying to offer up advice.
Isn't that the truth?
Because
right?
that dude's got some stories. Remember when we used to do the media party and he would actually be on the bus? He was on the bus with Larry Lacewell and somebody else. They were in the back, and we're all on the couches that were there, and those two were at the back with the table, and he just held court for that.
Absolutely.
You know, hour drive, bus ride down to place off of Sunset before Nobu. And it was fantastic. But he just holds court and tells stories.
He's fantastic.
It's great drinking with Jerry.
Yep.
Even better when he's buying.
And he typically is.
He's always buying.
Yeah.
I mean, you could reach for your wallet, but he's got it. He's got it.
Jerry's good about that.
Mm-hmm.
He's good people.
More Cowboy talk coming up, 5:15. Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk will join us here on the Blitz. Right now, though, we need to tell you about Dr. Connie Heyer's Plastic Surgery and Med Spa. You know, you think about summer being right around the corner. You got to get ready for that. Over there with Dr. Connie Heyer's, they've got some specials going on that you need to know about, like a mommy makeover. $2,000 off, $1,000 off a tummy tuck. Now, granted, it's for her, but guys, you know you're going to get the right thank you. It might be.
I don't know. A tummy tuck for a guy might be a good thing.
I mean, or you're right.
I'm
but
just saying.
The mommy makeover definitely for her, but maybe you need a tummy tuck. They could do that lipo. They even offer awake lipo. But I'm kind of thinking more, guys, for your ladies. And again, suggest it, throw it out there, talk to them, and you'll get the right thank you.
Well, and that's fine. But if you do your body, you might get the right thank you anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe your lady's tired of that dad bod. You can go in and get that M-Sculpt Neo that Jason and I did. And have I mentioned this to you? The other day I'm walking around without a shirt on, Maggie, that really worked. And it continues to work.
Did you get a good thank you?
Even after you finish the treatments, it continues to burn fat and build muscle. It is incredible, and that was something that was fantastic. You can go in there and get that done. It takes 30 minutes a session, so it doesn't take long at all. And fellas, how about a peaches and cream facial? That's for you.
What?
Fellas. Your face will look fantastic. That is one of the March specials that they got going on at Dr. Connie Heyer's Plastic Surgery and Med Spa.
And Joe certainly knows about a good skincare routine. So
absolutely,
take that advice for sure. Guys, I mean, whether it's for you, whether it's for her, when you call Dr. Connie Heyer's at 210-494-8446, make sure you tell them the Blitz told you to call. If you're having your wife call to set up those services, make sure she knows to ask for the Blitz specials. 210-494-8446. Or go to findyourbeautiful.com.
When you think San Antonio sports, think 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the Cowboys. KTFM Floresville and SASportsStar.com.
Hey, Rob Thompson here from my friends over at Prize Picks. The second half of the basketball season is here. The race to playoffs is on, and there's no better time to hit Prize Picks because the money, it's heating up. 1,000 times your cash, Taco Tuesdays, and the way they pay, let me tell you. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your accounts. There's no better way to get started with Prize Picks than right now as basketball season ends. And here's the best thing about Prize Picks is you can combine different leagues. You got a favorite in the pros, you got a favorite in the college, you can put them together to really maximize your bets. And remember the code ALAMO. Remember you download that when you sign up today. There's money to be had. No better place than Prize Picks right now. As the basketball season winds down, go for the place to get the best cash with your favorite sports. That's Prize Picks. You know what you're doing. Go play. In fact, go run your game.
It's time for the herd you love. It's time for professional spring football. The San Antonio Brahmas are back, bringing you more of the action, the celebration, and the unforgettable moments you love. Join us for our home opener Sunday, April 27th at 2 when the Brahmas bring the Fiesta to the gridiron with our Viva Fiesta, Viva Brahmas themed game. Bring the energy to the Alamo Dome as your San Antonio Brahmas take on the Houston Roughnecks. Tickets on sale now at UFLBrahmas.com. That's UFLBrahmas.com. Our town, our team, our herd.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare more and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
Attention passengers, we've reached 10,000 feet and internet is now available for purchase.
I just paid hundreds for this flight, and you can't even throw an internet? I'll just take the free pretzels.
Sorry, but I do have snack boxes for sale.
I'm just gonna sleep.
In that case, we are selling pillows and blankets as well.
I'll just breathe. That's free, right?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
With Progressive, it's easy to reach customer service with our app, website, chat, or by phone. Because when getting help is hard, it's not help at all.
Little help. A little help over here.
Thank you for calling Bench Press Assistance.
What?
Due to excessive gym volume, all available spotters are currently lifting heavy weights off the chests of other bench pressers.
Seriously?
Please continue to hold, and we will remove the barbell from your chest in the order in which your cry for help was received.
Getting assistance should be easy. With Progressive, it is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates.
Is that a new Samsung Galaxy A15 5G?
Yeah, I got it for free when I joined Cricket Nation.
Sounds pretty great.
At Cricket, anyone can get a new phone when they switch.
Whoa.
With a high-quality camera, meaning more flattering selfies for all. And super fast 5G, so you can post them for all to see. Your friends, your family, your ex. Free phone! Free phone!
Okay, I'll switch.
Welcome to Cricket Nation.
Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. Must bring your number to Cricket on a $60 a month voice plan. First month service charge and tax to its sale. Fees, terms, and other restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Dallas Cowboys avoid the tag with Osa Odighizuwa. He signs a 4-year, $80 million deal, includes $52 million guaranteed, $20 million signing bonus. Adam Schefter reporting the Eagles are rewarding Saquon Barkley with a 2-year, $41.2 million contract extension. Makes him the highest-paid running back in NFL history. And the Spurs back at it tonight. They'll welcome in the Brooklyn Nets. Tip-off at the Frost Bank Center, 7:30.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along here on a Tuesday afternoon, a very, very windy Tuesday afternoon.
What sure is. The wind is kicking up, and apparently there's a dust storm headed this way. Have you seen it on the – I've seen some radar pictures of just dust that's going to be sweeping through the state of Texas. And it's already here, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, it looks like it's here because the dust storm sweeping through Texas visible from space, according to the radars. Your buddy Bill Taylor's going to have a WW today with everything going on.
With the wind and the dust storm and all of that?
Yes.
Well, it doesn't take much for that dude to have one of those.
Well, I mean, but yeah.
He says partly cloudy, and it's like, whoop.
So he's like a 15-year-old boy?
Pretty much, yeah.
Barometer rising. The idea, though, with all this wind, and it's crazy wind, we have various fires. I just saw a video of one on the east side, and I don't know if it's because of the wind or if it's just a fire, but because of the wind, it is a much more dangerous situation than most fires. We had that brush fire on southeast Bexar County where there was that evacuation in that area earlier. I haven't seen any updates on if it's under control, but a lot of concern with the winds. In Bernie, a gas station, the canopy deal blew over. I've seen people talk about trees that are down because of the wind. It's serious. Be careful out there.
Yeah, crazy weather, no doubt about it. Rain this morning when I got up. It was raining.
It was?
Pretty hard, yeah. I don't know how much we got. Apparently not that much, not enough to stop a brush fire, obviously. But it was raining pretty hard at my house, and then the wind blowing, and dust storms coming in. What the hell's going on?
Well, I mean, look, it's windy out there, but Ryan Eagle's hair ain't moving, so
Nope.
it's not extreme levels yet.
Not at all. It will be just fine. Trust me. No problems.
No problems.
No.
It's but it is nuts. When you think about the wind, and it's one thing to hear like, hey, it's going to be windy, and you go, okay, whatever, and then you walk out like, holy cow, this is nuts.
Well, I could hear it in my house. You know how you just see? I mean, it was so windy that you feel like somebody's walking in the door, and they're not. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So it was that bad. But Miguel Martinez says dust storm already here between Austin to Waco. So it's headed to San Antonio, but I guess it is between Waco and Austin. And Miguel's our good friend, the truck driver. I'm pretty sure that's Miguel, right? So he's out and about and that kind of stuff all the time.
Well, according to my essay, now granted, if it's traveling I-35, it's going to be delayed because I don't care what you are, you're going to slow down on
Exactly.
I-35,
Yeah.
dust or not. But around 5, it was expected to hit San Antonio, coming through the Austin area around 4. Before the storm fully arrived in the skies of the Alamo City, we were able to see some of the Saharan dust. So when you're driving home tonight, if you're driving right now, it says take necessary precautions. What precautions do you take when it's dusty like this?
Well, what precautions do you take? We don't deal with it. I mean, if you're in your car or if you're outside.
Well, if you're driving, if it's dusty and you can't see, then obviously you probably need to stop driving or at least slow down a little bit.
Maybe it's like driving in fog.
To a degree, although I don't know that it would be a good idea to like try to turn your windshield wipers on and spray your windshield because then you're going to create mud.
Yeah. Well, Fred Villarreal, I don't know if he's just being a wise ass or not, but he says it's here. Look out the window. Fred, you know we don't have a window in here.
We have no windows in here.
I think.
Although some of the photos from the Dallas area are just kind of creepy.
Pretty bad.
How,
It's
how
creepy
it
as
looks.
hell. Yeah. That way they have those in like in the Middle East. I remember that
or Lubbock.
One of the Mission Impossible movies.
Yeah.
Right. Tom Cruise was running from a sandstorm, right, or a dust storm, or whatever the hell that was.
Now, I don't know. My buddy Cam Reed just sent a text. Bitters is out of power. 410 in San Pedro is dusty.
So out of power and dusty. Is it because of the wind or the dust storm?
Well, see, and they said Bitters is out of power. Now, I know Cam is one of the dudes that runs the Big Hops over there on Bitter. So maybe his Big Hops is out of power.
Okay.
Which would suck. And he says Pledge just needs to go look out the window and take a picture so you guys can see what's really going on out there.
Well, we're due for a break here, right?
Now I'm dealing with FOMO. What the hell is going on out there? I'm in a windowless room.
Yeah, I want to go look. So our next break, we're going to have to go check it out and see what's happening. So we can tell the people what it looks like.
Well, if they're driving, they know better than we do.
I know.
Well, what are we going to go look at the courtyard and go, yeah, that sucks?
Well, yeah, exactly.
But what's it like driving home? Well, and how bad is the sand? Is this going to be bad for the paint job on the car?
No, it's not sand. It's dust. Now, your car's going to look like a dust mop, but other than that, I don't know how long is this going to last. Does it just blow in and get out, or does it stick around a while? I don't know. We're not familiar with these kind of things.
Did y'all wash your cars recently?
I did not. Minix does.
Who are you talking to?
I think Minix washes his every day.
Because I know Rob just washed his. So.
Rob washed his car?
Yeah, he said yesterday he washed it.
Rob washed it? Rob. He washed his car.
That's what he told me.
He did.
Well, I imagine he drove through a place.
Well, still, Rob washed his car?
Yeah.
Or somebody took his car to get washed?
No, he said he did it.
Rob.
Rob.
Same Rob Thompson I've known for a long time.
Yeah, the one with the Mike.
That's loosened up Ron Eagle's mic.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, dude, what do you got to do if you're getting gas? You just hit the car wash button and drive in there and put the thing in. It's not like it's hard to do.
How bad was his car that he finally decided it was time for a bath?
He said once a month, whether it needs it or not.
Well, it's going to need it again, according to this, because a lot of people now. Vince Trevino says, where's he saying? He's in Alamo Ranch, and it's dusty there. We've got some others really bad near 1604 in Braun.
Okay.
So, and Vince complaining about people are driving slow on the highways. Foster Road, just hazy visibility, at least 3 football fields, according to James Moore. All of these fine folks on our YouTube page. Thank you for that.
Man, radio's a community. We'll all get you through it.
We'll get you through it.
It's a lot more serious than I thought it was because we're stuck in a room that doesn't have a window.
We had no idea. As far as we're concerned, it's sunny outside, beautiful.
Yeah.
We don't know.
And then Twitter says this.
Yeah, we're like,
huh?
What the hell's going on? We're the last to know.
Exactly.
I don't know what's happening. I do want to go look, though. We need a break.
We do need a break. Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You think about mental health, talking to somebody, you know, as you scroll through social media, especially with things going on like they are right now. You can find yourself bombarded by bad news, comments, hot takes, people in their picture-perfect families, somebody with their humble professional update. Maybe you see some of the posts about, you know, fires in the area, this dust storm that's going on. It's hard not to get wrapped up in how everyone else is doing, but imagine how you would feel if you spent just 45 minutes focused on how you were doing. That's why you need to know about Cerebral and Cerebral.com, where they make it easier than ever to access dedicated therapists and doctor-prescribed medication that's personalized to you. Cerebral offers in-network care, so you can focus on feeling better without worrying about the cost. In fact, 72% of people say they felt better in just 12 weeks. Sometimes you just need to talk to somebody. You got to make time for your mental health. Maybe you're needing help managing some stress or some anxiety, a transition in your life, trouble sleeping. You need to talk about your relationship. Cerebral makes mental health care easy, accessible, and more affordable, whether you need therapy, psychiatric care, or both. And with Cerebral, you can do this from the comfort of your home. Cerebral is proud to be an official sponsor of the San Antonio Spurs. And like athletes prioritize their physical health, mental health is just as important. And Cerebral is here to help you build a strong foundation for your overall well-being. Take the first step today. Go to Cerebral.com to see how affordable and accessible mental health care can be with insurance. Cerebral. Make time for Mind Time.
Ready for the ultimate sports fan getaway? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is headed to Vegas, and we're bringing you along. Why? Because watching the games from your couch in sweatpants just isn't the same. Join Jason and Joe from the Blitz for a Mega March weekend you'll never forget, or possibly remember. We're talking Vegas here. March 27th through the 30th, we're hitting up Circa Las Vegas for opening day. And the second weekend of the tournament, a.k.a. Sports Heaven, baby. Thursday, March 27th, the party starts with baseball's opening day at the world's largest sports book. That's right, big screens, big games, and big opinions from Jason and Joe. It's basically like watching sports at home, but with no chores and way more pools. Speaking of pools, dive into 6 of them at Stadium Swim and catch all the action on a 143-foot screen. Lock in now. Go to CircaLasVegas.com. Use promo code BLITZ and party with Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports, pools, Vegas. What could possibly go wrong?
The St. Patty's Day parties at the Roo Pub are legendary, and this year it will be the biggest ever, spanning 2 days. Sunday, March 16th, it's a crawfish boil, all you can eat for $10. Then on St. Patrick's Day Monday, it's a block party. The green beer will be flowing with live music starting at 2 with Irish Goodbye. Finding Friday takes the stage at 5. DJs inside both the Roo Pub and Angry Elephant. Plan now to celebrate St. Patrick's Day the right way at the Roo Pub and Angry Elephant, 281 in Redland Road.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Huge news. Right now at Wendy's, you can get a Son of Baconator for just $3. I don't think you understand this situation. The Son of Baconator is only $3 for a limited time. You know, smoked bacon, rich melted cheese. That Son of Baconator is only $3. Thank you to whoever wished upon that star. For bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii, not valid on a combo or on third-party delivery platforms.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been, because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this: the insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com.
The Aggies play here. This is Andrew Monaco, and you're listening to 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, along with Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. As you're getting home through that dust storm and the fires that are down here, seeing all you tweet us photos of the dust. I don't know, everybody looks like they're going slow, but that's general 5 o'clock traffic. It doesn't look as bad here as some of the photos I've seen from Dallas and Austin, but apparently it hasn't fully gotten here yet.
Just making its way in.
Just making its way in. But let's head up to Dallas now. Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk joining us here on the Buyers Barricades guest line, battling dust storms and printer issues. Shireen, how's your Tuesday?
It's going all right. Actually, the dust has cleared out of here now for the most part. So it just got late or midday. It just got really, really dark, and the visibility was low. It was weird looking, but it's mostly cleared out now. So I just went outside and had to do some little yard work, pick up some limbs and stuff. So I just got that done, and now I'm trying to hook up a printer, which is ever so frustrating.
Well, that's good news. Not that you're frustrated with your printer, Shireen, but the fact that it doesn't last long. It clears out pretty soon, so that's good news. Certainly.
As windy as it is, it can't stick around.
It can't stay long, right? It is windy, that's for sure.
Right.
Oh, unbelievable. Just your thoughts on Odighizuwa getting his deal done and the Cowboys getting it done early.
Amazing what they can do when they want to get something done, isn't it? Now, I don't know why he and his agent didn't make the Cowboys tag him, because that would have been one tag of the two, and they don't have the tag to use on anybody else and didn't use it on anybody else. So they should have. It's what Dak Prescott did on his last deal. They agreed to the deal, but he says, I want the tags. In other words, then it would be a second tag and more cost prohibitive in 4 years from now if he comes around for a third contract. So he should have gotten him to tag him. I will say that. According to the Cowboys, what they have on their website, it's $52 million guaranteed, not $58. If he had been tagged twice, no guarantee they would have tagged him next year. Probably wouldn't have, but he would have gotten $55 million guaranteed. So the Cowboys got a good deal out of this based on what the tags are and would be for next year. So the Cowboys got a pretty good deal on this, and a guy that plays the three technique, which is very important in that Tampa 2 defense that they like to play, and Matt Eberflus likes. And so he's a very important cog in that defense, and they got it done. And so now they can go start working on, or keep working on Micah and some others and get ready for free agency.
Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk joining us here on the Blitz. You use the term, it's amazing what they can do when they want to get something done. Should we credit this Cowboys front office for handling the start of this offseason differently than what they've done before? Because they could have tagged, they could have waited, but the fact that they got a deal done early, is this a sign that they will approach this offseason differently than they have recent offseasons?
Well, I think so. And again, it helps, I think, that what he agreed to, and there's no guarantees that Micah, no pun intended, but Micah's going to agree to something that is as team friendly. This is a good deal for Osa, but it's a good deal for the Cowboys too. So, you know, it does take two to tango. One of them said that last week. And so it has to be, you know, Micah wanting to get the deal done as well. And, you know, Steven said, well, we're not waiting like last year. They were waiting on other wide receiver contracts to fall. And he says, we're not waiting on that this year, but there are some that could get done. Trey Hendrickson could get done. Myles Garrett could be traded and get a new deal. All sorts of things could happen, but those are the two you're looking at that could kind of reset the market. So you don't want to wait, I don't think, if you're the Cowboys, for those two guys to reset the market. I think you want to get this done sooner than later, lower the cap hit, have that money to spend in free agency. We know they're not going to get those top free agents, but those mid-tier free agents, it frees you up to have more money to do that and do the things you need to do to put a competitive team on the field. And so hopeful that this is the start of something different than what we have seen the last couple of all seasons.
Well, Shireen, what worries me and what I was happy to see about today, and I hope this continues and that the Cowboys go out and find somebody. You look at what's happening in Philadelphia with Saquon Barkley. He's coming back, highest paid running back now in NFL history. Deebo Samuel going to Washington. It looks like those two teams are continuing to be aggressive. Jerry's got to look at that and say, I mean, if I want to be competitive in this division, I've got to do something.
No question, because they've now fallen behind the Commanders as well as Eagles. You know, it's been Cowboys, Eagles, Cowboys, Eagles, Cowboys, Eagles, and now it's Eagles, Commanders, Eagles, Commanders, but with both having reached the NFC Championship game, and the Cowboys are now chasing both, not just one, both. You've got to leapfrog both of those teams if you want to win the division. So they've got their hands full. So, yeah, they're going to have to make some moves if they want to catch those two teams, because those two teams have already made moves that make them better. So if the Cowboys want to do that, we'll see how much they want to win. I still question whether winning is the priority. We're going to find out this offseason. Are you tired of just being mediocre? Are you ready to do something special? If you are, you go out and spend in free agency. and use that to help supplement your roster, which they didn't do last year, as we all know.
When you think about Shireen, obviously Osa, the headline today, but I'm still kind of waiting to see who are they going to release. So that will be cap casualties, whether they're released right away or designated a post-June 1 cut. And, there's two that I wonder about. Well, maybe three. Terrence Steele, who has not lived up to his contract. Donovan Wilson, just because the savings, although I'd like to see him stay. And then what do they do with Trayvon Diggs?
I don't think you can do anything with Diggs. With him coming off the injury, he may not even play this coming year. It's going to be late when he plays. Just the injury, unless he's willing to take a pay cut, and I really can't see him doing that. There's no reason for him to do that. But unless he's willing to do that, I think it is what it is with him. You're not going to trade him. Obviously, nobody's taken him with the injury. So that one's a huge question mark. But I agree with you on Donovan Wilson. I think he could be a guy that they go to and say, hey, let's rework this contract, take a pay cut, and come back. And he's a guy who's always shown that he wants to stay in Dallas and play for the Cowboys and can be a valuable piece. If he would agree to do that. And if he doesn't, you let him go hit the free agent market and see what he can get out there, and maybe you can still re-sign him. Terrence Steele, I still think they end up with Terrence Steele on the roster. He's another one maybe you go and ask to consider a pay cut, but I think he's on the roster as well. But Diggs is the one I think you look at and you just go, with him and the injury, I don't know that there's much they can do with him this offseason. I think it is what it is with him, and they're just going to have to live with that deal this year.
Wow. And I was looking at that because I've seen reports, Shireen, that could you possibly just release Diggs, or is that going to cost too much?
And with the injury, you'd have to reach an injury settlement. Why would he do an injury settlement? It's very, very complicated. He'd have to be healthy first of all before you can do that. He's not going to be healthy forever, so it would have to be with an injury settlement. You can't just waive him while he's injured. So it has to be an injury settlement, and I don't know why he would agree to an injury settlement. It doesn't make any sense to me. I think he's going to be on the roster for where he is for now, and then we'll see when he gets back and he passes a physical and back, and then they can do something. But that's going to be way too late. I think he's going to be on the roster with his number, with what it is because of the injury.
And that's and he's got 3 years left on his deal, and like you said, likely not to play next year. And if he does, late. And depending on how the season's going, maybe we're going to be excited to see what he can come back and do, or I don't know, maybe not. Tomorrow, Shireen, the Cowboys have called a press conference 11 o'clock to announce Zach Martin's retirement, and he deserves his day. The fact that Jerry avoided the media in Indianapolis, I know how this works. Tomorrow is going to be the Jerry show and take the spotlight off of Zach Martin. Is this a PR mistake by the Cowboys to have Jerry avoid the media in Indianapolis, and then we know the questions he's going to get peppered with tomorrow at the Zach Martin retirement ceremony?
Yeah, if he's there, assuming he's going to be there, I have no reason to think he's not going to be there. But if he's not, then there's something going on and a reason they're keeping Jerry away from the media. What also will be interesting to watch is if Jerry's going to talk after the press conference. He may stick, if he's smart, he sticks straight to Zach Martin. This is Zach Martin's day. I'm not talking about anything else except Zach Martin. We all know Jerry has a hard time doing that, but that's what he should do. This is Zach Martin's day. This is not the day that we do the post-bus tour that we didn't get done in Indy where we're talking about the season. This is Zach Martin's day. Let him have his day. And I know, if I was there, I'd be wanting the same thing. You want to talk about all the issues that the Cowboys have. But tomorrow is really not the time to do it unless he wants to do it in some sort of walk-off after the event's over, after we've given Zach Martin his due, and he's walked out the door. If Jerry then wants to stay and have a walk-off with the media, that's okay. But he should absolutely 100% not do it there in front of Zach Martin, on his day. I just think that steals the spotlight from one of the greatest players in team history.
Shireen, what does your gut tell you that he didn't do that? Now, they told us he had other meetings and was doing other things, but that's very unlike Jerry not to sit on his bus and meet with the media.
I don't know. It sure does give you pause, doesn't it? Makes
Yeah.
you wonder why he didn't, and is something big going down? Because we all know that you get Jerry talking, sometimes, loose lips sinks ships, and he has a habit of saying a little bit too much. So, is something going down that they didn't want him spilling the beans on? I don't know. But it does make you wonder that, just because he never does this. He always talks in Indianapolis on the bus, and there were no signs until the day he was supposed to do it that he wasn't going to do it. So really strange that it played out the way it did in Indianapolis. Is something unlike anything we've ever seen. I kind of jokingly pitched the thing, maybe they're going to trade Micah Parsons for Myles Garrett straight up. And on the surface, I don't think they're going to do it. Like, I'm just in jest here, but on the surface, it does make some sense. I mean, Myles Garrett wants out of Cleveland. He already has a contract. You redo the contract. You have to worry about paying him $40 million a year. He's going to be happy to get out of Cleveland, happy to come back home. Cowboys win that way. The Browns get a younger pass rusher. They say they're not trading Myles Garrett, but they get an even younger pass rush who's as good as Myles Garrett, or almost as good as Myles Garrett. So it'd be a win-win for both teams. And I just kind of threw that out there jokingly, and I don't think that's going to happen. But when we were saying, because for him to avoid the media, you think it's got to be something big. Well, to me, the only big thing, it would be two big things. One, you're moving way up in the draft into the top 5 to try to get somebody really special in the draft. Or two, you're trading for Myles Garrett. And the only reason you would trade for Myles Garrett, I think, would be to pair him with Micah Parsons. But on the surface, a straight-up Micah Parsons for Myles Garrett deal does have a little bit of plausibility, simply because it makes sense from both sides. I do not think it's going to happen. I threw it out there in jest, but I do wonder if it's something big like that the Cowboys have brewing that they didn't want Jerry to talk about.
Maybe new head coach Brian Schottenheimer says, Jerry, I'd love to take this job, but I'll only do it if you stop talking to the media all the damn time.
Yeah, sure.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That would be something, too, if he actually listened and did it.
Yeah. I don't know. You've known Jerry a lot longer than I have, Shireen, but as long as I've known him, that didn't really matter.
No, and I don't know Shotty at all, but I'm guessing you're going to let me be the head coach. Where do I sign? Do what you want, boss.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
The only time he's done that and listened to the head coach was Bill Parcells, and he only did it very briefly. But they were trying to get the stadium passed, the referendum here in Arlington, and so he hired Bill Parcells to create excitement, and Parcells said, look, you can't talk to the media all the time, and he didn't for a while. And then, of course, he went right back to doing it.
Of course, because he's Jerry Jones. And he will talk, and he'll steal all of Zach Martin's thunder on Zach Martin Day.
Well, I've got this written down, Shireen. I've got it written down. Micah Parsons for Myles Garrett.
Well, if they were going to do it, like I do think they would want to pair him with the goal would be to pair him with Micah. You'd want those two pass rushers together. But I'm just saying, it does make a bit of sense from the standpoint of, Myles doesn't want to stay there. The Browns say they're not going to trade him. The only way they would trade him if they get somebody comparable to Myles in there, and Micah's younger than Myles is. So I'm just saying from that standpoint, I just threw that out there. It just dawned on me, because I was like, it's got to be, like, if he's not talking to the media, like, it's got to be some reason. Maybe it's something big they're working on. Maybe it's moving up into the top 10, top 5, for a player they have targeted. But it doesn't make sense to do that now. And I don't think that's what it would be. And to me, the only big trade you can possibly make that really creates earthquakes in the NFL, seismic earthquakes, is acquiring Myles Garrett.
All right.
Absolutely.
I hope something like that happens, Shireen. I'm ready for a big deal.
It'd be fun, wouldn't it?
It would be fun.
It'd be fantastic. A lot funner than figuring out your printer.
Yeah, well, that's the truth. Anything's better than that.
If you need help, don't call Joe after the show.
Please don't. I have no clue.
It'd be no.
It would be no help at all.
No help at all. Good luck with that. Shireen Williams, always appreciate it, my friend.
Thank you, guys.
the great Shireen Williams. Make sure you follow her on Twitter at NFL Shireen. Read her at ProFootballTalk.com. Shireen Williams and all our guests on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com. Coming up, we're going to talk some Spurs, and why do they have the most expensive hot dogs in the NBA?
Yeah, what the hell? I just saw that story, too.
What?
I do like Shireen's trading Micah Parsons.
Well, of course you do, but
because I've been saying it for a while, and
that's
it's a great
about
deal.
as realistic as Shoddy saying, "Jerry, I'll take the job if you quit talking to the media."
I wouldn't be so sure about that,
yeah,
Mr.
that's the
Minix.
same spaghetti on the wall. It ain't sticking.
The only thing I am absolutely sure about that there is not a better water softener on the planet than a Connecticut quality water softener. For that, I am 100% sure. How do I know? Well, I have one in my house, and it is better than anything I have ever had in my entire life. A Connecticut is head and shoulders above everything else. Look, they've been serving San Antonio and South Texas for over 50 years. All their products are made in America. And what I love about it is you don't plug it in. It's not going to increase your electric bill. That's number one. And there's no motherboards or electric circuits to go out or anything like that. It runs on that kinetic energy, and it provides soft water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And right now, for a limited time, you can get a free reverse osmosis drinking station that they will install right there at your kitchen sink. It is fantastic. I have one, and I love it. You're also going to get $400 off a trade-in of your old water softener, and you get free money from Connecticut. They will finance your brand new water softener, 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. It is a heck of a deal, so you know it is not going to last long. Call Connecticut of San Antonio in the Hill Country. The number to call, 656-PURE, 656-7873, or you can get them online at ConnecticutSA.com. And you know the jingle, sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, franchise tags were given. Did the Cowboys give one? We'll talk about it.
Aggies, Longhorns, and the Roadrunners all had top 25 games. How'd the Texas boys fare? All that and more. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hi, I got hurt in a wreck, but I don't know if it's really worth getting an attorney.
Don't worry, you called the right place.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7, and you don't pay unless we win. We recently secured a jury verdict for $210 million in a wrongful death case. So if you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Here's the truth. The price of gold could surge in 2025. A large bank analyst is calling it the ultimate perceived safe haven asset. With everything going on in the world today, it makes complete sense, doesn't it? Many believe we're entering an inflation cycle that could possibly ravage hardworking Americans' purchasing power. We also have wars and instability raging across the globe. Thousands of hardworking Americans are getting help safeguarding their money and savings with precious metals like gold and silver. And I want you to learn why. Call 855-838-GOLD to learn about the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco. They're top-rated, impeccable customer service, and they're going to give you a free gold and silver kit where you can learn about how precious metals could help you protect your money. You could also get up to a 10% instant match in bonus silver on qualified orders. To learn more, call Goldco at 855-838-GOLD. That's 855-838-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
With Progressive, renters can save on protection for the things that make your place yours, even things that don't make sense to everyone.
People always wonder why I don't get rid of my guitar since I never play. But it's like, what if I actually end up taking lessons? Sure, I've had it for 8 years, but if I get rid of it, then what will my New Year's resolution be next January?
Exactly. So bundle your renters and auto and save with Progressive and protect the things that make sense to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
All right, guys, summer is coming. You could hit the gym, but you're probably going to say, I'll start next Monday. Here's what you need to do. You need to get M-Sculpt Neo from Dr. Connie Hires. It burns fat, builds muscle, and tightens up your abs, your arms, even your butt and your legs. And guess what? She can do it, too. Couples who sculpt together, well, call 210-494-8446 or go to findyourbeautiful.com. Findyourbeautiful.com, because Dad Bod season is officially over, and Dr. Connie Hires is here to help you get ready for summer.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com. Like you know to check your sunroof is closed first before driving through the car wash.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, no. Wait, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So if you want to save money, check Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Methodist Care Now Urgent Care has 18 locations throughout San Antonio, open 7 days a week. From injuries and illnesses to school and sports physicals, Care Now Urgent Care is here to help you feel better fast. Find a location near you at carenow.com and use our convenient web check-in today.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Friday, the Blitz is going to be live out at Mellow Mushroom. They're in Stone Oak. Cannot wait.
Yeah, looking forward to that for sure.
Always great.
Always good.
Come hang out, happy hour with us on Friday to kick off your weekend. Celebrate, I don't know, the time change. Celebrate a day that ends in Y.
Yeah, it's Friday.
It's
Do you
Friday.
need any other reason than that?
No.
No.
And I'll tell you, for the price of a really good pizza, you could get a hot dog apparently over at the Frost Bank Center. I had no idea that the Spurs apparently have the most expensive hot dog in the NBA.
Yeah, $11.99 apparently, right? That's a lot for a dog. I'm sure it's a thick, meaty dog.
Is it?
Can I ask you a question?
Well, sure.
I read this entire article.
Yep.
And it goes through and lists every other. They keep calling a hot dog a glizzy.
Wow.
Who the hell calls a hot dog a glizzy?
I mean, it's not really a glizzy unless you put a straw through it and drink your beer.
Well,
right?
who calls it that? All throughout this article, it's called a glizzy.
Kiko Martinez for my essay. Study finds Spurs fans charge most for hot dogs across entire NBA. One glizzy inside the Frost Bank Center will cost you over $10.
There we go down here. Yeah. A Spurs season ticket holder would spend $500 if they ate one glizzy every home game for a season.
Yeah.
Who the hell calls a hot dog a glizzy?
I don't know, but who wants to call it a thick, meaty dog?
Why? How about a hot dog?
Wiener. Well, I'll just call it a hot dog.
Hey,
it's like spelling dog with a W. D-A-W-G.
If I went at the Frost Bank Center and ordered a hot dog and said, "Hey, I'd like a glizzy,"
you'd get slapped.
Yes. Who the hell does that?
The hot dog seller would probably slap you. Now, if it's a dude, maybe not. Pledge, when you're at the Roo Pub and you order a hot dog, do you order a glizzy?
Trying to think last time I ordered a glizzy there.
Well, the last time I saw you do a glizzy there, I never want to see that again.
Agreed.
I order glizzies at the Root Pub, but I never once order a glizzy.
No, you've never ordered a glizzy. You've ordered a hot dog.
Exactly, because that's what it is.
Well, especially the Frito pie dog there is incredible, but you're not turning that one into a glizzy.
I don't know what a glizzy is.
Well,
a glizzy's
yes.
with
Yeah, remember that dude that went viral because he was drinking his beer through his hot dog, so he did the glizzy challenge, and Pledge failed miserably at that?
So do you think this guy from ISA is confused?
I think that guy drinks beer through a hot dog.
Well, I mean, he mentioned the glizzy at least 5 times in here, referring to a hot dog.
Maybe he likes writing the word glizzy. It's slang.
But nobody knows what the hell he's talking about.
Well, you don't, but the rest of us do. But it's only a one reference thing. Otherwise, it loses its appeal.
But appeal? Did it ever have an appeal?
Probably not.
Never.
Well, for some people.
Wow.
I mean, don't get caught up in glizzy. Why are they charging you $12 for a hot dog?
Well, they have a value menu. If you read the entire article, the Spurs didn't talk to this particular reporter, but they sent him to their value menu, apparently, or that's not what it's called. It's the Spurs Steals menu items, which are available at select locations throughout the arena. A value glizzy is $2.99. A jumbo all-beef hot dog is $6.35.
So where's the $12 dog?
Well, it better be a hell of a dog. It's got to be at least a foot long, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, maybe. But I'm curious, though, because they're more expensive than a dog in Los Angeles at $11.50. Now, I know, you walk around in Los Angeles, in any event there, they're cooking hot dogs on the streets. I don't know who's buying one inside the crypto because you can get a hot dog from a street vendor for like $3.
Wrapped in bacon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although I wouldn't eat one of those.
So
every time we walk
don't we
past.
all wish we could see more wiener?
Not really. I mean, that's why you wrap it in bacon.
At the Toyota Center, Rocket fans land on the list at number 16 with a glizzy that costs $6.90.
Dude, why don't you get this guy on the phone, Kiko Martinez?
I'd like to know why he keeps calling this a glizzy.
Maybe he's vegetarian.
Has anybody listening to me out there somewhere ever call a hot dog a glizzy? I mean, I'm serious. If I've been stuck in a hole somewhere with Aaron Rodgers and and missed something, we've officially changed the name of a hot dog to a glizzy.
Well, I mean, at least you're not calling it like, give me a glizzy gobbler.
I'll take a glizzy with chili.
I'd like to see that gobbler.
Little glizzy with chili and onions. Sorry, sir. What is a glizzy?
Yeah.
The hell's a glizzy?
It's a hot dog.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. It's another word for a hot dog.
No, it's not. I'm officially saying it's a slang term, according to the Googles.
Well, yes.
For a hot dog or a Glock handgun.
Well, I mean,
what if I order a glizzy? They hand me a gun.
Then you got to steal for $12.
Holy cow!
I mean, it probably won't have a serial number on it.
What is slang about that? Is that slang?
Yes, that's what exactly.
And you don't know. Don't act like you're an expert on glizzy over there.
I know when I first heard the term glizzy, and I've never used it since. But I know that is a term for a hot dog, and I know you can put a hole through it and use it as a straw and drink a beer at a baseball game, which is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that was dumb.
That was dumb.
I remember doing that at the Root Pub. That was dumb, but Pledge did it, so
well,
it's
of
okay.
Course. Well, Pledge does dumb things.
Uh-huh. A glizzy.
Yeah. Let's do our injury update. Dr. Richard Noward joining us here on the Buyers Barricades guest line for our injury update, powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine, online at TSAOG.com. Serious medical questions here. Doc, I know you use real terms, not slang terms, but are you familiar with the term glizzy?
That's a new one for me, guys. I think I'm, aging out of that type of terminology.
Well, of course it's a new one for you, Doc, because nobody calls a hot dog a glizzy.
Dude, the Express News article, so apparently the Spurs have really expensive hot dogs, the most expensive in the NBA, but the MySA reporter that repurposed this article uses the term glizzy like 6-8 times instead of hot dog.
They're trying to connect to a certain audience, I guess, but they must be good. Try them out.
I don't know. The audience they're trying to connect to ain't going to spend $12 for a hot dog.
Or a glizzy.
If they just call it a gourmet hot dog, we'll all spend $12 because we're at a game and we know things are going to be more expensive and you move on.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
Absolutely. So Kyrie Irving tore his ACL last night. At 32 years old, to tear your ACL in March, how much will this affect next NBA season for Kyrie Irving?
Oh, man, it's a tough one. I feel bad for the Mavericks fans out there, but it's likely going to affect most of his entire next season as well. An ACL tear is a significant injury, and it's usually a minimum of about a year to try and get back, and sometimes longer. I mean, Kyrie is in his 15th season. He's 32, but he plays an explosive position in the NBA. That's tough to return back to at a high level, and so he certainly is missing the rest of this year, and he's at risk of missing next year as well.
Doc, I've got to ask you a question, and I don't know if you've got the answer to this or if anybody does, quite frankly, but I've heard a lot of people say that since Luka left the Dallas Mavericks, Kyrie's been playing the most minutes of anybody in the NBA. At his age, playing 38 minutes a game, can that contribute to something like this?
It's a good question, and it's hard to know for sure. Could, increased minutes and reps on his body lead to potentially an injury like this? Possibly. But at the same time, watching the replay of what happened, it seemed like a little bit of a freak non-contact type injury. It's hard to know if this would have happened, a few months ago, if it would have had the same result. Can't predict it. But bottom line, devastating blow for Kyrie and for the Mavericks fans as well.
Absolutely. We were all watching, and if you didn't see it live, you certainly saw the gruesome photos posted on social media about Gunnar Helm, the tight end from Texas, had that ankle injury he suffered while doing the 40-yard dash. Now, he turned his ankle, and it swelled, although he was able to do all of his combine drills. That swelling, I'm guessing, came after he took off his shoe, but how does one continue with a sprain that is that bad?
Adrenaline, honestly. When you have an initial injury like that, you do have tearing of the ligaments, which results in a lot of swelling. By keeping the shoe on and the knee or the ankle compressed with the sock and the shoe itself, you do limit the amount of swelling that occurs there. And players are able to do amazing feats, when the desire's there. And so adrenaline plays a role. Him having the shoe and the compression on plays a role. Certainly once that comes off, the body's able to relax, the swelling develops and worsens, and you have to rehab and manage it from there. But also, he's just a tough kid. I mean, that's a tough one.
Yeah, tough kid, I would say that. It was a gruesome injury, there's no doubt. Got to ask you about Dak Prescott before we go, Doc, because he spoke about his hamstring injury. He had to have surgery for that. It came off the bone, if you'll recall. And he said he wasn't running yet, at full speed anyway, but that he would be ready. Do you see anything that to indicate that he's wrong, that he wouldn't be ready for opening season?
Everything that I've read and I've heard seems like he's right on track. It's certainly realistic for him not to have been cleared to do full running at this point. With that hamstring injury where he had it, which is the top part of the hamstring as it comes off the bone on the pelvis, it's such a powerful muscle. And the response when you're running is to tension that muscle where it has the ability to kind of pull on that pelvis. And so it's something that you don't want to clear him to do that until it's fully healed and he passes all of his testing. And so they're being, of course, normally cautious with that. But it sounds like his surgery went well and his rehab has gone well up until now. So I don't have any concerns with him making the start of the season.
All right, Doc, you going to have a glizzy for dinner?
I might go have a glizzy for dinner, guys. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, enjoy.
Yeah, enjoy that.
Appreciate it. Dr. Richard Noward joining us here for our injury update, powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine, online at TSAOG.com. Dr. Noward and all our guests on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com. Now, if you have a lot of glizzies. Maybe you eat a lot of pizza and you don't mix in a lot of salad, but you're trying to get rid of that beer gut, that dad bod in time for summer. A way to do that is to go get M-Sculpt Neo with Dr. Connie Hires Plastic Surgery and Med Spa.
Yeah, Jason and I have done this, and we've gone through, and I tell you what, it works. It burns fat at the same time to strengthen your core. And you don't just have to use it on your core. You can tone abs, arms, legs, even your hiney can be used on this to tighten it up.
Yes, you could do that. Now, she will probably like that a lot more than you, but you will like that on her if you know what I mean. And again, more results, less effort, perfect for busy people. Each session is only about 30 minutes. You get in, you get out. I took a nap during every one of my sessions. It is fantastic. And they do a lot more there. That's what I've had done. That's what Joe has had done. And they've got a lot of specials as well.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. In fact, guys, they are saying this is the best for you. It is called a peaches and cream facial. All right, it's going to make your face soft and not so rugged looking. Take off some of those, maybe some of those wrinkles as well. You'll look better. Your significant other will know that you've looked better. But they've got a ton of things there for the month of March that they're proud of.
Yeah, $2,000 off a mommy makeover, maybe $1,000 off a tummy tuck. Get that for her. You'll get a great thank you. Call 210-494-8446. Make sure when you call or she calls, you're doing this for your wife, the mommy makeover, make sure they say the Blitz sent you so you get those specials. 494-8446 or findyourbeautiful.com.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.